Alright guys, welcome to the Media Hijack Podcast. I'm your host, Billy Walters, and joining me is Chris Unholy Jesus.
Hey, welcome back everyone. Happy Tuesday.
Welcome back guys to another episode of the Media Hijack, episode 107. Alright, if you guys want to buy some official t-shirts, Chris, he has one on right now. Head over to the website, grab you an official t-shirt at themediahijack.com. Also, if you guys want to be a member on Reddit, be a part of the community, join our Reddit. I have the link down there for you guys. You guys can post whatever you want. Also, if you guys want to cast a replay for this live Twitch video, head over to our YouTube page. And the people that listen to us in audio form, if you want to visit us, we're here every Tuesday at twitch.tv/MediaHijack. Also, don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe. Give us that 5-star if you're on the iTunes. Leave us a nice little comment. We need some comments. We need some engagement. Maybe we should give like questions and shit.
Yeah, we could. Yeah, let's do it.
If you want to see Chris' dick, leave a like and a question.
Leave a like and a question and
Yeah, we're not good at this internet stuff.
We really ain't, guys. I'm sorry. We try to detach ourselves from it a lot too.
Yeah, we can't be connected all the time, but we are connected.
We're connected, but
we're
not as connected as we should be, I guess.
We're not fully adapted. Well, it's like our subconscious don't want to be attached. Because then us, like in this world, like, no, we want to stay connected.
So I want to, but there was bullshit.
Subconscious looking around like, man, I'm so tired of this shit.
Man, what the fuck?
I was like that at work yesterday. I was in a break room, so looking around, I was like, man, I'm fucking tired of this bullshit, man.
I'm sick of this shit.
Like, just working for a company, period. I'm like, man, I was almost like, man, fuck this shit. I'm done, man. I don't know. I was like, I have 20 good years left. Why I want to keep working?
Yeah, man.
Should I be a hobo?
We was talking about that when we with the people I was chilling with in Vegas. We was talking, having that conversation of, talk. Yeah, just how the people I was with come from a small town in Indiana, and so they go to the big city, and they're just shocked to see not even just homeless people, but the amount of homeless people there are. And the fact that people just walk around them, they're like, what, people just happen? Like, just walk around homeless people? Like, that's just life, man. But
it's not just automatically you do that.
But we had the conversation of, because he had the assumption that, oh man, like all of them just being lazy. And I'd explain to him, like, hey, like, I used to work around homeless people. Some of them just opt out of life because this shit is a grind and is exhausting. And some people just want to be free. Some people have struggled and fell into this hole of homelessness and can't get out of it. And some people just...
Yeah, and
tired of this rat race, man. Some people really just walk away from that shit. I've seen that before.
Yeah, like some people, they want to do it, but others, they took too many wrong turns.
Yeah, I met a dude that was homeless because over a divorce.
I can see that.
It's horrifying. That drove me crazy. I couldn't sleep at night thinking about that.
Yep. All right, Chris, as you go.
All right, guys. Welcome to the Media Hijack. So if you guys are new to all this right here, we talk about everything strange and weird out there. Bigfoot, we got it. Loch Ness Monster, Nessie, skinwalkers, we got it. Also, did you hear about the damn chupacabra that was somebody got
like how you rolled that R?
Yeah, chupacabra. Yeah. The chupacabra, how they got a footage of it, like a legit one walking on two legs though. Looks crazy. I was listening on the way over here. I got to try. If I can remember it later on in the show, I will bring it up. But yeah,
like a bipedal chupacabra.
Yes, it looks crazy as hell. They caught it on camera. I think it might have been in Texas or something.
Maybe it's like humanoid. Maybe it's not even it.
Maybe some people saying skinwalker. It looks crazy as hell.
Skinwalkers could take on in like any form they want.
They're the scariest ones to me.
Yeah, because they hold so much truth, like within the Native Americans,
that's
Navajo
old
Indians.
Yes, that's old world shit. But yeah, that's the shit we talk about, guys. So if that's what you're into, sit back, relax, and watch the Media Hijack.
Yeah, like the Skinwalkers, right? I was watching the show. It's like a funny comedy. I think it's called Reservation Dogs on Hulu, right, with Bobby Lee.
Oh, I've been wanting to watch that show, man.
Fucking funny as shit. And then one of the guys was like, man, are you a skinwalker? It's like, man, don't call me a fucking skinwalker.
Was it an insult?
Yeah, it was like an insult. Like he was like, it said it to like the old grandpa guys, like, I'm not a damn skinwalker. You better watch your mouth. Oh. I'm like, holy shit. This
is an insult.
Yeah, it's an insult. It's like, you no damn skinwalker.
I've been wanting to watch that show because I remember it came out a couple of years ago, but I know their world, like just on the reservation, is I don't know what people think it's like over there, but it's like almost hood like shit. Like
it really shines light on that
a lot of shit's like run down. Yeah,
of like even like. Cause they do get money too, but then I think they turn like certain age, and then they all get money like as a kid or whatever.
Yeah, you gotta be a certain age. Yeah,
but like it shows you like how the lifestyle is. I don't know if that's exactly like the lifestyle, but it does shine a light on like what they go through and stuff. They have like their own doctors and nurses that's just strictly
strictly for them. Yeah, but a lot of times too they have issues with like crime and. It kind of just stays within it. Yeah, it's like in a bubble. It's scary as shit. Yeah. So I've never seen the show, but I've heard of like that. What happens in there? Like women going missing and shit is wild.
It's like when somebody do like bad shit. It's only like a little group of people, but then everybody knows like who's all doing it.
Yeah. That's how it is in hood. Usually when the hood's bad, it's like 5 fucking dudes just like running that shit.
Like,
just got everybody in fear.
Wait till I get my money. I'm gonna move out of here, go to Los Angeles, and be a Hollywood star. You know.
Can't wait to get the fuck out. I'm gonna show you guys.
It's like there's almost like they are in their own country.
It is. It's completely separate.
It's like I can't wait to get out of here once I get my money.
It's a different planet, man.
Are you trapped there? Like what's going on? Yeah. But yeah, I don't really know all details, but
I don't know. I want to watch the show though. It sounds. I've always been interested in it.
Yeah, I was listening to like it. Oh wait, by the way, our main topic today is gonna be about the black kings and queens of ancient Egypt.
Yes.
Yeah. Before we get started though. Because I already forgot my other story. But I'm going to talk about my time travel dream. So, a few days ago, I had a dream about time travel. This is the first time I ever had a time travel dream. And, you know, I'm really big on time travel. And I would never imagine me having a dream about time traveling. So, the other day, I had a dream. I time traveled to the year 2013. And the reason why I knew it was the year 2013 is because I saw a dude on YouTube that I left a comment on one of his videos. He's like a graffiti artist and shit.
Yeah.
So I was like, hey, man, did you see my comment I left for you? Like, I left it a long time ago, 2013, on one of your videos. I was like, did you see it? It's like, man, it was like, I mean, he's like, I just, like, did this video. Still 2013. I was like,
what?
I was like, what? And then I was like, it's not 2022? He's like, no, it's 2013. I was like, holy shit. And you just posted that video. And then he was like, yeah, because when I saw the dude, I guess it's like a new artist on YouTube, right? Mm-hmm. And he's barely making his YouTube videos and stuff. So I saw him work in like a beer company, like Budweiser or some shit like that.
Okay.
And I was trying to, get the hookup. I mean, I didn't know like it was 2013. And then when I found it was 2013, I was like, dude, I'm legit. I'm not lying to you. I'm from 2022, and I'm gonna tell you everything that's happening.
It's gonna make you successful.
I was like, get a pencil. I'm gonna tell you how to get rich. And then
he's like, you're gonna need a pencil for the pandemic. He's like, what?
Yeah.
It's like, what?
Yeah, I was like, brace yourself. COVID-19, 2019. This is when it's all gonna happen. And then I told them about all the coins that's gonna blow up that hasn't even been out yet. I told him, write down all the names when these coins come out. Get as much as you can, dude. And get all these stocks. Just
put every paycheck.
Yeah, I was like, you could be a billionaire so easily. But then I told him, this is the crazy part, because I told him from 2022. I said, okay, if I go back to 2022, once you hit 2022 in your time, look for like my NFT. I told him the name of my NFT stuff, and I was like, find it. I'm gonna leave it open bid. And I want you, like, if you become a millionaire, billionaire, I'll say, hook me up in 2022.
So are you waiting for him now? Like, for this?
Yeah. I haven't put it on because I told him Coinbase. I was like, I'm going to put on Coinbase. Like, I say, look for me in 2022. Look for that name.
Write my name down.
And then send, like, whatever. I mean, if I made you rich, send whatever. I say, help me out. I'm hungry.
We all trying to eat, baby.
Yeah, because I was like, if you do it, if you listen, you'll be a billionaire.
So you help him become a billionaire, and then he helps you flourish financially too.
Yeah, like when he hit 2022, it's gonna look for me.
Yeah, like, where's he?
Yeah,
help this man out. I wouldn't have any of this without him.
Yeah, so like the whole when I was talking to him, like we were just like on like almost like a trail to like the Budweiser or whatever beer company it was. I was talking to him like on a trail. He wrote everything down. I guess he believes me. I was like, man, this Shiba coin is not even out yet. But when you see it, dude, you
get on it.
You just put $10. You'll be like a fucking millionaire like within a year.
Easily.
Dogecoin, same shit.
That $10 you want to put in your gas tank, I know you're struggling.
Yeah,
put it in.
I told him,
put it in.
You put so little, but then I told him, make sure you fucking take that money out before 2022 hits, because all this shit's gonna be fucked up. So take some of that shit out, just in case your reality is different.
Yeah, for real. Yeah. Shit,
But I was like, brace yourself, COVID-19. I hope you survive.
You should be all right.
Yeah.
Should be good.
But here's the crazy part about the dream. When I woke up, guess what? My nose is bleeding. Real shit. I even have the blood still in my bathroom.
It's like 11 shit.
I was like, what the fuck?
That's like 11.
I was like,
I
was like, did I really travel? That's when I was like, because I never wake up with no nosebleed. But so I thought that was fucking cool as shit.
The time traveling, maybe it stretches your brain out or something, and then you come back, you're like, oh, my nose bleed.
Either that or I travel like subconsciously.
Like every time you use it, you like nosebleed. Like how Levin's like using her powers, like
yeah, like when she's looking at the White House underground, her nose start bleeding. But yeah, and it only bled one side too. Like I'm not making it up.
See, yeah.
Because I checked the other side, I was like, hey, it's just boogers over.
Man.
It's just boogers over here.
It's green boogers.
But this side's like all fucking blood. I thought that was weird.
That is very strange.
Other than that, to me, that added a little bit of confirmation that maybe I did saw something in the past.
It's all adding up.
Well, that's my dream. Cool, right? I couldn't wait to tell that.
That's good.
I like it.
That was actually, I wasn't expecting that time travel.
You know what's weird? I've been remembering a lot of my dreams lately.
I've been forgetting a lot of my dreams lately. And I used to be very good at remembering. I don't know. I think my brain's just like on non-stop mode.
You might need to get some crystals in there. Some kyanite, some blue kyanite.
I think it's got so much going on that when I sleep, it's like I don't even want to think about dreaming. Because sometimes you ever have a dream and then you wake up, you're like, man, that was kind of exhausting. I'm burnt out.
Yeah, it does. It is exhausting.
So I'm just sleeping like, I guess peaceful. I guess I don't know.
Yep. All right. I actually have to take a leak real quick, but when we come back, I'm gonna talk about the Black Kings and Queens of Egypt. Like, you guys don't want to miss this shit. This is like fucking information that's barely seeping its way through like the universities where they're starting to teach about the ancient Egypt, the real ancient Egypt.
Let's get it.
All right, be right back, guys. And we are back. All right, let's get started with this Black Kings and Queens of Ancient Egypt. What a title, huh?
Strong title.
That's a clickbait title, but not a bait though. All right, let's get into it. All right, so all of this information, I got all of it from Billy Carson. If you guys don't know who Billy Carson is, he's a guy who studied ancient civilizations in Harvard. He also studied in MIT. He's an American entrepreneur, author, music artist, TV host, producer, actor, director, and also expert in ancient civilizations. And he's been studying like all these ancient emerald tablets. He studied like the Sumerian tablets. He studied hieroglyphs, all in Egypt, all like deeply. Like this, it almost feels like this guy was born to do this. Like he was born to carry on a knowledge that was forgotten.
Okay.
Because he has like his own website. I think it's called like forbiddenknowledge.com, something like that, with the number 4.
Okay.
Or Forbidden Knowledge TV, yeah.
Forbidden Knowledge
and
TV.
I first heard about him on Coast to Coast, since I'm a normal listener of Coast to Coast, and I would hear him from time to time. And every time I hear Billy Carson's on the show, I was like, you gotta listen to it, because it's always uncovering like all this new information, and then he gets like new ideas and concept of what he think is actually going on. Because he would research like Atlantis, the Anunnakis, people from Nibiru, and then all the ancient Egypt stuff. That's so deep. It's crazy. Like, he has like a lot of good information, and it's not like his making up stuff. It's like stuff has already been written out.
And I was gonna add more to this too for a second right here. With him, well, first of all, like, was it Billy Carson?
Yeah.
Because I watched the video of him, the one you sent me. I saw that he's a black dude, right? That was the first time I was like, okay, he's a brother speaking on this, right? But then it made me think back. There's a lot of people I work with, and a lot of people I know that are black, who started. I don't know if he started in this movement or what, but a lot of black folks I've seen us speak on the same shit about what he is speaking right now. It's very weird, but I've been noticing this, but I didn't know who it was coming from. But I'm wondering if it's coming from him or something. But it seems like
I think a lot more black people, like what I'm seeing, is a lot more people getting into spirituality.
Because I mainly live around black people, so I can only speak on just that. But just on, I'm like, man, it's like a lot of black folks on this wave right now of like this, and the Aquarius or whatever they keep calling it, or whatever this is, but like a
Aquarius.
Yeah, they, like this like
a retro tech or whatever it's called. What is it called?
But a lot of people are starting to speak on the same stuff of like, hey, like multiverse and whatnot.
Yeah, and I think that's what one of the things that they were trying to stop people from doing is actually gaining like the real knowledge of what actually happened. Because they know it's a strong race, and once that race they all find out the truth, it's gonna be hard to control.
Unstoppable.
People like that, because they're like cannot control something like that. The last time, like I think something like that when it happened to where they almost got no control. The whole Black Panther movement and stuff, where it was like really powerful. Like holy shit. Hold on, pump the brakes.
It's big as shit, man.
Like, cause this can get out of control. Like, if it picks up a lot of speed everywhere.
Yeah, it's because the thing about the Black Panther movement too, with the party, is that for one, it was like a rainbow coalition. So it was like, yo, everybody, this is not a racial issue in America. It's starting to become like a classist problem, and it expands out to more of like a bigger thing. But it's like that. When you can get people onto something if you cut the bullshit out of everything else, and let's just get down to how we exist in this world and what's going on. And it seems like the people out here want to dig deeper now, and on a spiritual level now. I think it's like a spiritual.
Yeah, you see like awakening. A lot of like if you go to Atlanta, like you'll see like people with guns on their waists and stuff, right? Mm-hmm. But then they have like so many crystals like on their arms.
Oh,
they're like, I'm protected by like all these different planets.
So, I mean. So, yeah. Some people are learning, I guess. Some people.
I'm not saying he was bad, but I'm just saying like that's how diverse it is.
No, I see this like everybody's on the same page with this shit. Like Oh fuck! I don't know what was not. Oh, my bracelet's over there.
Ooh, that's bad luck, man. You gotta put that on, man.
Hold on.
Chris, every time we do the podcast, he always have his tiger bracelet on. Tiger eye. Oh, there it is.
Take this. I went to.
How did you forget that? Like, would you just take it off, put it on the rug?
I think it's starting to get loose. It's starting to get looser because it's like just popping off.
I might have to get that tightened up at the flea market.
Yeah, probably. When I was in Vegas, I got mad compliments on this. I wanted to thank you. I'm glad you brought this up.
Man, you got the one with all the cool colors and shit.
I went to Fat Tuesdays out in Vegas. I went to go get a refill of my strawberry pina colada. Strawberry pina colada with tequila shot in it. Mm-hmm. Got a refill of it, and he was like, bro, I love the bracelet. I was like, all right.
They felt it, man.
And I always tell the story about how you got it from me. I tell everybody the same origin story. I got it.
Billy Water was back in like.
Just like, damn, you got a good homie. I was like, he cool. He alright. But I got complimented on this shit a lot, man. I was like, yo, this is like a thing now.
Yeah, I see a lot of people wearing it now. Like, even the guys at work, I'm like, dude, when the hell did you get like all these bracelets, man? Like, the hell?
Are you part of the movement?
What are you repping something? What's going on? I'm a representative of the 19 Keys. You guys know about 19 Keys?
No.
Well, Billy Carson, right? He went on the 19 Keys show on YouTube where he was. This is like a pretty much like dominant black page where he almost have like almost like 1 million subscribers, but the page is more about like business, like financial, how to make money through whatever they're given knowledge to. But it's majority 90% is like the black community.
Okay.
So he invited Billy Carson on the show, interviewed Billy Carson for like Billy Carson thought he was gonna be interviewed for like financial reasons, how to do shit with stocks, how to do it like in a spiritual way or whatever. Mm-hmm. But the guy was asking him all these questions about, like time, asking him like, about the universe, about Egypt, ancient Egypt. It was UFOs, everything except for finance.
Billy Carson's like, oh, you want the real shit.
Yeah, so Billy Carson's like, well, like we never even touched on finance. Like we stuck with all the ancient stuff the whole time. And if you listen to it, it is interesting. Even like the dude, he was wearing glasses and stuff. He had to take his glasses off because he was like, this is getting deeper than I thought it was going to get. The way he talked is kind of weird. Like he always would say, you understand me? Right? But he says it so much.
You keep it up.
To where if you look at Billy Carson's face, he's like, what the fuck is going on? Because that caught me off guard. I had to fast forward. I was like, is he going to say that the whole time? And then I read one of the comments. He says, You understand me? Like 4,000 times. But it's a good listen. Like if you ignore that, it's actually a really good podcast. And in that video, it had like over 1 million views compared to all the other videos that get like 20, 30,000. So Billy Carson was saying, since the majority is 90% black people, to like I think like a lot of them are waking up to this information and they want to know more now.
I've been hearing shit at work from the Oracle at my job, what I tell you about.
They want to know
the cleaning lady and a couple other people I work with. They be speaking the same shit, and I'm listening.
They're waking up to it, and yeah, he was telling all the stories about the whole ancient Egyptians and how they were all black people, like all the pharaohs from like the dynasty before, like the Greek dynasty that came in. Yeah. It wasn't like the stuff that you see like on the, like the movies where you see like light skinned pharaohs and stuff.
Oh man, nah, that shit ain't like no what was it, Elizabeth Taylor movie shit where she was like Cleopatra, like these.
Yeah.
Paul Mooney when he's like still alive in the stand up said a lot of the Egyptian kings and queens, he's like, man, they were like blacker than my shoe. Like, he's like, there was like black people out there just living
like a shadow.
Yeah. like, yes.
But yeah, like he was saying, like a lot of the information that's being taught in school, they didn't start until like the 25th dynasty. So they really skipped a lot of the really past ancient Egypt, stuff that happened with all the pharaohs and stuff. Because, before Egypt was Egypt, it was actually called Kem. And before Kem, it was actually Atlantis. So after the fall of Atlantis, right, Kem came after that. And that's the Kemetic people, which is the black people. They came after like the fall of Atlantis. And they were the one that was the Egypt. They controlled all of it. It was the whole land was being controlled by like black people. Then after Kem, after that kingdom fell. I don't know if it fell, but after Kem, it's known as Egypt. What we have today,
the modern day.
Yeah. So I mean, when it was Kem, right? A lot of the information that we have now, like in school, like all the science, like with chemistry, quantum physics, all that stuff with science, it all came from Kem.
Holy shit!
All that knowledge, sacred geometry, all the math came out from Egypt, dude.
Man, I truly believe that math is the. I'm no super like huge fan of math, but I do believe math is like the OG language, maybe of the universe or something. It's something where no matter what country you live in or wherever, it's like math is gonna be math. No matter where you're at on this planet.
They still run on the math.
That's the OG.
From a long
language.
time ago. Yeah,
the shit's a language. I suck at it, but it's real, man.
Yeah, because like without it, we wouldn't even have like anything.
Nothing.
Just as advanced as what we have now.
No, we don't have a damn thing.
Yeah, alchemy, chemical. It all came from chemical, alchemy. Cool, right?
Oh, damn. So,
play on words.
Yeah. Okay.
Cum stain? Nah. But yeah. So like a lot of the information was given to like other countries, like except for like America. Like they shied away from, the ancient history of like pharaohs were black people and stuff. Like we didn't get that information here in America, but in other countries they did get the real true history of the earlier pharaohs back in like the 18th dynasty, where it like King Tut was black. Like him, his sister, his grandma. Like if you look at like the sculptures of his grandma and stuff, she's straight up black lady.
Everybody's black in Egypt.
Like you could put that clay, like you could make that clay white, and you look at the face, you're like, that's
the features,
black lady.
the features. You're like,
that's that black lady off of Grove Street. Look just like her.
There's a black folks for real living out there.
Yeah, so Egypt was ruled by 7 different races for over thousands of years. So not even just like black people, but it was ruled by 7 different races.
I can see that. I can see like a lot of that too may have been based on where Egypt is at. Maybe some stuff from like the Middle East may have bled over there too, like kind of mixed up. Because if you look at Egypt now, there's like a lot of Middle Eastern people living there, but one time it's like black people.
Yeah, they dark. Mm-hmm. But the weird thing about the pharaohs, like the King Tut and the mom and stuff?
What's that?
Like they were black, but something was weird about them. You know what it was? Their head, the shape of their head. It was like elongated.
Oh, I think I heard of that. I think I did hear about that before. Yeah, they're odd shaped heads.
And it has nothing to do with like head binding, because they're saying like with head binding, like the mass, like your brain mass will be like smaller, like if you bind the head, like since you're a baby. But these guys were born out the womb
with the elongated
heads. And I got a picture too. Let me show you the picture, because that's the weird thing. Like they were saying about these Egyptians. Like this is I forgot her name, but she's like.
It's like Nefertiti. I don't know.
Yeah, Nefertiti. Yeah.
Oh, that is? Oh, I just threw that shit out there as a Hail Mary.
And you see how she wears that because her head is elongated. And then this is the one on the right, the statue where you see her curves and stuff.
Yeah, she got a body.
Yeah, you can tell it's like a black body. It's like voluptuous, you know? Like she got curves. That's why she was pulling guys and like guys named Moses. Yeah, and here's like another version of her.
But the head is still shaped like
with the head still shaped like that, and then her body. Yeah.
Damn, what is she
got a body.
Yeah, but the ears. But you see the ears? Did you ever notice the ears?
That's very alien-like,
kind of
right?
like pointed. Yeah,
very alien.
I never noticed this.
Yeah. So they did an X-ray of King Tut's head. I didn't even know they did this, but they did an X-ray of his head.
Oh,
you see how it's like elongated like that? They're like, how are they? Are they all these pharaohs? They have elongated heads,
and it makes sense how the crown would fit over in the shape of.
And they said this wasn't from skull binding, which is like a technique they do like somewhere else in Africa.
Yeah, I heard like some other cultures have done it too, like skull binding of like
the heads. Yeah,
to like make it elongate in some kind of way. Yeah. But it was like a deformity.
But then they lose like the cranial mass. Yeah, that's the big difference. This guy, dude,
this is all him. This is all natural.
This is just all him. You know. And they're like, this is so weird. They're like, so all the pharaohs, their heads were all shaped like this. But Billy Carson was like, he's like, yeah, they're still black, but something was weird about them. Was their head shape?
So they black, but they might be another black from what you thinking.
A different black. You know, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't get mad at me. You know, I'm just telling you a story. Then if you look at this other image, right? This is another pharaoh.
Oh, so they did X-ray on the tomb?
Yeah, of the tomb. And look how, dude, isn't that alien-like? Like, it has the same elongated head. And then, if you look at his dental records.
And the bodies are so well preserved. They're not like a pile of dust or whatever it is.
That's a skull. That's like a skull that hasn't been tampered with. That's a straight-up alien race.
If there was a kid walking around there like that in my neighborhood growing up, that had a head like that, we would call him Alien Head. So yes, that is an alien.
I would call him Mr. Lightbulb.
Lightbulb head.
But then King Tut, his sisters, these are all his sisters.
Okay.
All elongated heads. Look at the eyes too, man.
Oh yeah. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Like a peanut.
You want to see like a crazy picture? Like, it's a coincidence, but if you compare Africa and these elongated heads, come on.
Oh, no.
Come on. Are they making a joke?
No.
Is this a meme?
What is going on here?
It's an ancient meme that you can only tell in the future.
It's like, if you know, you know.
It's like when you guys are able to get technology with satellite imagery where you can take a picture from the sky, match that up with one of these pharaohs' elongated heads.
Boom, boom.
Africa.
We shaped this continent to represent.
This is our land. Yeah, that's wild, right?
Oh my God, that was a shocker. That was a good one.
But yeah, so like the weird thing about these pharaohs, their heads were elongated, and elongated heads. What does that mean? Bigger brain. What does bigger brain mean? They're able to hold more knowledge.
Higher brain functioning.
Yeah,
I would assume.
Yeah, they can tap into like what we cannot tap into. Like, let's say they can all speak to each other through telepathy. That's a form of like human advancement. Not just human advancement, but really regular advancement for any race. Like, if a dolphin can communicate with you through telepathy, is that dolphin really intelligent?
I would assume so.
Not just, communicating like on this world, but I heard a story that a dolphin was able to communicate with their dolphin race on a water planet,
like off-world somewhere,
hundreds of thousands of light years away, through telepathy. And if that's true, if they're able to do that, it does sound crazy. How advanced are these dolphins, and why are we trapping them?
If the dolphins are smart, they will keep this a secret from humans as long as they can. Because I have a story later on I might do.
They've been snitching.
They finding out dolphins' communication skills. They're studying more about it, how they sense each other and all that stuff.
They don't.
It's
They know they're smart, but they don't know how smart they are. Let me tell you something crazy that I read in one of my plant books. I was reading a book about plants that dream and stuff.
Yeah.
And I came across like this one thing that they said about like, you know, like how scientists, they study like the human genome, right? And if you think about an advanced race like here on the Earth, like wouldn't we have like more, like our genome will be like a lot more than any other animal, creature, and plant on this planet?
I would assume so. Since like it's almost as far as like racial mixing and all
like as far as like intelligence and like we have like a more complex genome.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Well, there's a plant, I forgot on what mountain. It's like a flower that has 50 more genomes than a human. So
they got like this yeah.
So they were saying like
yeah.
They're like, okay, so does that mean like this plant is way more intelligent than a human being? Then in the book, they got to the part where they're saying, are we the ones that's being observed? And we're not the observer the whole time?
We think we running shit like, hey, we
think we're running.
We got thumbs, and plants like...
But the plants were the one that
just watching the
started the whole shit. And come on, 50 more like genomes than like a human being. So they're like, are the plants, like, is this their plan the whole time? They're seeing our behavior and stuff. Like, they're watching. Like, we were being watched by nature the whole time.
I can see that.
So
just
weird.
Watching us. It's like, yep, look at them build these cars.
Look at him about to cut my legs off.
All right, about to cut the lawn, guys. Here we go.
There he goes again, cutting grass. But isn't that crazy? I thought that was so deep. Like, I was like, man, you have to take ayahuasca 10 times to hit some type of profound level to where, like, okay, we are the experiment from plants.
I tell you, man, the movie happening. I'm telling you, the concept is awesome. The movie's trash, but I like the concept of it. I've always liked it.
That title makes more sense now.
It makes way more sense.
Definitely happening.
They didn't remake that movie or something. Make it better. But I liked it. Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's why I always try to respect plants, man. I really do like plant life. Holy shit.
I actually gotta take a leak real quick again. Like, it's just like running through me. That's why you can't take me nowhere.
Do you think, man?
Be right back, guys. We are back. All right, so back to this Egypt. So the original people of Egypt, they came from the land of Kim, which is the name before it was called Egypt, and Kim came after Atlantis. After Atlantis, there was a tribe. They're called the Dogon tribe. Have you ever heard that name?
No.
Because I've been hearing a lot of people keep saying the Dogon tribe. They knew something about the stars that we didn't find out till way later when we had the technology to look at the sky. The way to where we can map out these stars and stuff. They said the Dogon tribe was already mapping out these stars so far away accurately, and they're wondering how back then, thousands of years ago, how did they even map these stars out back then? It's not even a coincidence. They do it completely perfect. No satellites.
Let's air quotes.
Yeah.
No satellites or
so
no communication. Like, we're just gonna just assume that the story is they just lived out like regular normal people, did all this stuff with no technology.
Right.
Then how the hell were they able to accomplish something that?
How are they so advanced in like astrology? Yeah. How are they able to map all these stars? With their beady eyes. We look at the skies, I could barely see the Big Dipper.
God, gotta put some Ray-Bans on.
I could barely see the sun, I'm not gonna be out here like trying to map a star.
Like, man, it's hot. Ain't going to It's too hot out here.
But the Dogon tribe, they're mapping out stars like so far away, we couldn't even see it with our naked eye.
Oh, hell no.
Like, you would need an advanced telescope, like in the modern day, to even confirm that whatever they saw was a real location of these certain stars.
Also, too, if you're trying to like map stars, you even have to do it like on daylight and shit too. So, what the?
So that's like the one giveaway that tells you like, hey, these races back then, even way before we had this technology, they were really advanced. And how did they were able to get across information like this? They knew either they were given that information from an advanced race, or they were the advanced race that was able to get that type of information from doing their own studies with whatever technology they had.
But either way, they had the knowledge though.
They had that knowledge because it's not no silly regular tribe, no random tribe, where they just hunt animals, whatever. They play cards and then that's their tribe. It's almost like history is disrespecting the past by saying they weren't even as advanced as what we are now.
Yeah.
But what if like their advancement is completely different, like literally hopping planets?
Could be.
That would shit on any advancement we got.
Man, oh hell yeah! What? They're trying to go to Mars? That's cute. It's like, that's cool.
With a rocket? With a bottle rocket?
Wait, you guys are still using fuel?
Like, what are you guys doing? That's how people explode. They still using that.
Fuel is finite. Eventually it runs out. We got something that's infinite.
Stop pumping that earth. You guys are supposed to figure out like a new form of energy by now, and
we gave you a son.
But here's the thing, like this is the evil shit that happens. You know how I was saying like, oh, we're supposed to figure out like, like an energy source that doesn't take from the earth and stuff to where it's all clean energy. And I think we got that technology, but it was taken away. But then they used it almost like a form of control to where if they can control like the power source, they can control the people. But they keep the main power source to themselves. It can never be open. Like the public should never know about this technology. Like it's forbidden. Like you better not tell nobody that we have this for a long time now.
Man, you guys don't want to ruin this gravy train we're giving you. Like this is
like put that shit back. Put that quantum fusion technology back.
Hey, what do you think you're trying to do, little man, with your silly 5 fingers? Like,
you put that gasoline back in your car. What's up, Savo? Savo says every advancement we have now, everything came from African Egyptians. It is
the math.
Yeah, we were talking about this before, like from the science, the math, everything.
I remember hearing something about before. That's why. Even what was Alexander the Great? Was he like Rome or some shit, or whatever the case was? But even like Rome was going to Egypt for shit. Like it's like, hey, we need to make some kind of like deals with you. Like the whole world was trying to go to Egypt at one time, and empires legendary empires went to Egypt to get now like either knowledge or some kind of like connection to it to where you can make up empire stronger or something.
This is how like they were able like to build like. The way they built like Greek up like that, how everything is like so fucking perfect. Like they had the math, they learned how to do the math and stuff. That's why their shit is so like. If you look at any other like ancient, like temples and buildings, they all run on like this same math that they use, where it's like perfectly aligned and everything aligned with the stars too. Like even in Cambodia, like they have the biggest temple in the world. That shit was built like perfectly. Aligned to like whatever star, and how they did it, like so the ancient civilization was in Cambodia too, which is why like I think like when I trip out I see a lot of ancient shit, like
the pyramids everywhere, man.
They're doing this rain dance on me. I'm like, slow down, I barely know you.
chill
They're like, we are you slow down. Sable says, I know Jeremy gave you that video. No, he didn't give us nothing.
No, not a video.
These are all our own research. Yeah. Billy Carson, man. I know Sable knows.
Billy Carson, yeah, he's new to me too. You told me about him. But now I'm seeing the connection of a lot of things I've been hearing for a while, and I'm like, oh, so he might be...
To do this deep.
I'm seeing the webs of everything I've been hearing, of what people say. He is the source of this shit.
How he talk about time, the perception of time, and then how he talk about how our dimension is just a reflection of like a fifth dimension, like shining like a light. Like it was so like complex. I can't even explain it. I know I would.
It was bonkers, but like it's kind of like, okay, so we draw a line with a pencil. It's 1D. Then if you add draw like into a square or house, that's 2D. And if every level higher can see the one underneath it.
I knew about that.
So yeah, but I've always known that. But then I was like, I feel like I always figured that I had an idea of it, but I've never heard anyone else say it. But I was always kind of like, there's layers to this. And
when you explain like how the fifth dimension is just like almost like a I wouldn't say shadow, but it's like the fifth dimension's almost. I can't explain. I wish I was in Billy Carson's head right now.
Just like a Billy Carson, guys. Straight up.
Something with the fifth dimension, how it was shaped and stuff. It created us. Like we're the dimension where we have physical shit, because we're vibrating at like a level to where I think it's so slow to where things are solid.
Yeah, and we can't see light like at all, like UV, anything. That's why when they build like on some way though, us living in this 3-dimensional world though, we've got technology that allows us to see UV light and shit like that and all that stuff.
Yeah, that we can't see.
That I still can't see. At least we got the tech to get to it, but as us as people,
yeah,
we ain't built for that.
But
shit,
I believe that we either, if we have the tech now or later in the future we might have it, but there's gonna be a tech where we can actually see that other realm. But I don't think we're supposed to actually get that far. You know, we're supposed to die if we want to go there.
Savo says, can I link the video?
We can watch it later though. Because Egyptians went around the world and got them out of caves and showed the world their secrets.
Yeah.
Because it seems like they all had the same plan, like the same floor plan of how to build a temple, how to build these structures with all these heavy stones and stuff. It's like, how did you guys get the knowledge to all do the same thing? Because if you look about pyramids all around the world, they run on the same floor plan. Like if you go to Mexico, like, hey, these pyramids are using the same style and everything.
Same blueprint. It's like going to a neighborhood and everybody has this like the same type of house. Like,
it's like, hey, you guys got the internet too? Like you went to that one website?
This is all from the same company. Like,
you guys got that from that one Anunnaki website?
I was telling somebody about this in Vegas. It's funny how we're doing a show about this, but about with pyramids. And we talking about, he's like, man, the pyramids had to come from somewhere else because, you know, how it's designed and the structure. And I was like, look, everywhere in the world there's pyramids. It's not even just Egypt. It's like, and I told him like, hey, even on my last podcast show, we talked about a pyramid in Russia. And he's like, hey, you got a podcast? I'm like, you should listen, I was opening up his eyes to realize that, look, these pyramid things are like everywhere, man.
Everywhere. Yeah, it's not a coincidence.
It's not a coincidence at all.
Like, you don't just make a pyramid. That seems like a hard structure to make.
And then you got to think about this in a time frame. It doesn't matter when these pyramids were built. You have to think about it on this level too. The time these pyramids were getting built, nobody was really crossing lands and meeting each other and like sharing info on how to build pyramids. So everybody was in their respective places and just building their shit. There's no communications in between.
Yeah, that's what like we think how it is, because we're trying to compare with our technology. Yeah. Like, okay, they weren't able to, you know, have communication with other planets.
Okay, but
so like on paper, yeah, like they're not supposed to be able to communicate with each other like that, you know, because according to what they told us in school, you know, They didn't have telephones back then.
How did they do it?
They didn't have internet back then. What they do through telepathy? No, that's fake. Nope.
But now, okay, I see you saying that.
So now, like, we don't really know if
maybe there was a type of communication in a way.
I'm sure there was, and I'm sure with the Egyptians, whatever you want to call them, they had that higher knowledge, and that knowledge was spread across the world.
Spread it.
That's why you see in Greek or in Cambodia and all these ancient places in Mexico where you see these big ass structures and you wonder, how did they do all this?
How?
So that knowledge has been...
How did y'all have the same blueprint? Because you got to think about... Oh my God, my brain's about to split.
Even the whole financial system, how they designed that shit.
Because you can't make this shit for free.
Yeah, because I heard like the story, like one of the main guys, right? He's saying, if you follow my blueprint, you can control a civilization for the next 6,000 years.
Oh, shit.
Have you heard about that,
Sable? You can have an empire.
So he's saying, like, follow these blueprints and you can control the whole world for 6,000 years until humans get smart enough to fight against the man, you know? So that shit was created, like, from the beginning, man. Like, how easily you can control people. So they say, hey, let's make up this whole money system. Get people tied down.
Yeah.
Control people just by making up a simple currency and shit. You know, back then in Egypt land, they were using blockchain technology. The real blockchain. They had their slaves out there. Like, hey, did I make this transaction back in I don't know, 2 weeks ago? They asked the slave from 2 weeks ago that he was the one that confirmed that transaction. So the real blockchain, they actually had real slaves that can recall if you made that transaction.
real people.
Hey, Ricardo, did I do that 2 weeks ago? Yeah, you did.
You did, yeah. Sure did.
2 p.m.
Ooh, yes, you did.
Yeah. Yeah, man, that shit's so crazy. So if you think about it, okay, they can control whole civilization up until now. Because now, you know, they're having that financial crisis where they had the Bilderberg meeting last week.
Yeah.
Where they talk about the whole global financial system and, you know, what they're going to do to either fix it or what they're going to do, I think they trying to destroy it all, then rebuild it back up into one complete currency. Everybody's going to run on one currency.
It's like some new world order shit.
Yeah.
Some new world order shit.
You know how they're saying, like, you know, Egyptians and stuff, like, oh, we don't know how they built this. They didn't leave no tools. And then if you go to, like, Mexico, like, they left no tools there. Cambodia, no tools. No tools. So you're thinking about, like, did they just make this shit and just bounce?
Yeah, right.
And just left us?
Oh, right. Because even when you see, like, people build houses, they usually leave something behind.
Yeah, like
something, anything. Some evidence that there was there. Like,
yeah, leave your little vortex hammer or whatever.
A pile of shit. Something.
Like, anti-gravity gun. Like, no, they took it all. They're like, I'm still awake. Oh, and they fucking flying off in the spaceship. Sava says there were no slaves, just bitcoins.
Bitcoins. It says, y'all would rather believe aliens did it than Africans? Yeah, okay. So
actually, I'm gonna get to that. It's actually a team effort.
Yeah, I see what Savo's saying, because there's been this weird thing, right? This is within, I'm gonna let you guys a little secret with black folks that's into this shit, that there's been this thing of where they got some black people saying, man, you don't want to give credit to black folks for building this stuff because people want to believe aliens over black people, whatever. This, that, and the third. But then you got some other black folks saying, like, look, we come from another planet. we are not from here. Yeah. This is what's going on in the black community right now. This has been going on for a while.
Dude, that's what we were talking about.
That we may have been dropped off by on the reboot. I've been hearing so much shit for so many years that this is... It's either like we come from another planet or... and you got the other side of saying, like, black people just did it and did all the shit, and then the Jews were slaves and shit. That's the normal one. But more people starting to believe more now. Hey, we may not be from here, or we got it from somewhere. Like,
yeah, because we were speaking like earlier about how the pharaohs, how all their heads were like elongated and stuff. You know, like King Tut, his sister, his grandma. You know, everybody, their heads were elongated. Mm-hmm. And then, but they were still black people. You know, but if you think about it, like, and then they were responsible for like doing, you know, building the whole pyramids and stuff. Like, if you think about it, like if they were like the aliens, then. Okay, like, and then like the offsprings of the elongated King Tut alien heads, were you guys just like a DNA splice from like the pharaohs? Mm-hmm. Like you still have like a pharaoh DNA, but it's spliced down to like a regular human DNA. That's why your head is not elongated.
Yeah, we got the genetic structure of what they had, but
yeah. So, I mean, you can call it what you want. Like, who built it or whatever.
I've been hearing a lot of shit. Black folks been speaking on this for a lot. It's almost like a secret war going on between. You got the black folks that believe like in this, but that's like, all this, and there's other ones like
just believe like we a part of us, we all built this. You know, like even my blood built this. Come on, man. I'm from Atlantis. Like.
We went through this episode, guys.
We've been through this.
We've been through this. We've already talked about this.
I was in Atlantis. And remember I told you the story? I was like, my skin was kind of dark. And I was a guard.
He was like a security guard or something, like a soldier.
Yeah, I wasn't normal tan. I was probably black. A black Atlantean. You ever hear a story that there's white Atlanteans?
Yeah. I would assume there would be some white one because it's so dark in the water. Probably
there is, sun. Yeah. You do have different races if you want to make the world run, right? But if you think about it, like, even like with the white people, they came from somewhere that's not from here.
I think, yeah. Can't handle the sun.
It's not normal.
What we say, can't handle the sun? What are we talking about before? Like
blue eyes, blonde hair. What?
But can't handle the sun? I always thought about like this too. On Earth,
What is
on Earth? Every race can seem to deal with the sun, but white people. So it's like, why are they not?
Why didn't they evolve? What? Why do they still get sunburned so easy?
Hey, unless did somebody say in the chat earlier saying something about like they started maybe? I've heard this before too.
We're gonna get fucked.
A lot of white folks did come, like supposedly their heritage comes from like the Caucasus Mountains, which is in Georgia. I think is the country. I looked at one time on Google Maps, and it's just nothing but a mountain region and caves. And supposedly that's where the origin comes from, the caves. But somebody in the chat said earlier that Egypt may have bought them out the caves. Like, hey, welcome to our world.
Did Sable say that?
Was it Sable? It might have been Sable. Was it Sable? I think Sable said something like next chat. I was like,
Sable said the Egyptians brought everybody out of caves. I think he said that.
I see right. The Egyptians went around the world and got them out of caves and showed the world their secrets. And when I saw Sable said that, I was like, I think he's right because I've heard something similar to this before.
Yeah, like, man, get out of that cave, man. Here's a fucking algebra book.
Here, put some Ray-Bans on. The sun's bright.
Man, read this geometry book real quick, man. You guys,
math.
2 + 2 is
5.
Slap. Sable says, but look at the Cambodians with the long necks.
Cambodia have long necks?
Hey, we got comedians in here. I never seen Cambodian with a long neck.
I know. I didn't want to say nothing messy. I don't know.
Hey, where they at? Where they at? Show me.
I don't know. Shell Shock says, shit, I've heard white people were genetically modified, but Anunnaki because they didn't really like black folks either. I've heard so many stories about the origin of white people. Even
wait, what's the origins that you heard? Because anything coming out of my mouth, I just made it up. No. You know, don't tell me the origin of white. I will make it up.
Shell Shock says, settle down. I said I heard, not fully believed. Yeah. Okay, yeah, and it's the same thing. I heard of a story of where, in Islam, the nickname for white people is a Yakubian. Or Yakubian devils is what some of them, the further Islamists believes in. So the term it comes from Yakubian. Dr. Yakubian was a black scientist in Caucasus Mountains.
The big head scientist
that created white people, but they weren't designed to be in the sun, and
they were hella dark, right? But they're like inner earth.
But he created them in a lab and in some kind of way where because he created them in the darkness, they couldn't have no pigmentation. They were not designed for the sun because they was born in the darkness.
Dude, I just heard this story today.
I heard about this a long time ago, and
fuck,
that's like extreme.
Yeah, it was under my bonus story. The Yakuba, the big head scientist.
Yeah.
These were the people that said that they had the knowledge to rule civilization for over 6,000 years. Like, if you listen to it.
Okay.
But then I was saying, like, who did anybody ever wrote this in a book? You know? And then I started thinking about, like, you know, the Kabbalion, you know, the Hermetic philosophy, which is like it's like a gather of information. It's not just from one author. They got all this information from a whole bunch of different people. But it makes up like the whole the Hermetic philosophy and shit. And it's deep as fuck. Like, even I read it, I got goosebumps when I was reading. I was like, damn, like, should I start taking over Georgia first?
Where should I start?
Is this how they did this?
I got the blueprint right here.
Is this your God? Start saying all these bizarre shit.
Got him.
I don't even know that guy. I don't even.
Who?
What are you talking about?
I used to do a podcast with him. Oh shit. You got anything else in the story?
Yeah. Let me get back to my notes because I scrolled all the way down.
Sorry. Oh shit.
Okay, so all right, so you know the King Tut family bloodline, right? His grandma, a long time ago, his grandma gave birth to like some kid, I forgot his name, but he became like a pharaoh of Egypt, and then he started. This was the family that took every word that they heard from their god, with quotations. I forgot the name of the god, sun god. It's like Ra. It's like the sun disk god. Mm-hmm. He's the god that ruled from the sky. He gave them, you know, all the information, and then he told like the grandma, he's saying, hey, you guys got to make your people believe like in the one god. So they were the first people that started the revolution for monotheism. So
okay,
they were
multiple
the
religions. Okay,
no, just one.
Oh, just mono. That's right, one religion. Yeah.
So they just want them to believe in that one god. So all the other gods that you guys believe in before, like Thoth, is it Thoth or Thoth? Horus, all the other Egyptians god before, they said, hey, don't believe in those guys. Like it's just one God, sun God. So when that kid was born, like he was like brainwashed to believe that okay, there should only be like one God. So when he became like a pharaoh, he fucked everything up. When he became the pharaoh, right, he was the one that told all the workers to deface all the statues of all the pharaoh gods in Egypt. It wasn't white people that did it, because all the shit was done thousands of years before Europeans even came to Egypt. Yeah. So you know the story how they say, oh, white people are the one that defaced.
Yeah, this is like some in-house shit going on. Yeah,
so to hide that, you know, that the black people were the one that were the Egyptians and stuff, like the pharaohs that owned the land. So the other guy, a pharaoh, was the one that made those.
Gave the
orders for them to chip the nose, chip the ears of all the past gods. They said, nope. You guys can only worship this one God.
Yeah, because I even heard stories where people try to say that, oh, there was a war out there, and then somebody like blew off the nose, but it was like nobody had like explosives like that back then. It was.
Yeah, this is the story, and it's not like a story that anybody made up. It was written in the hieroglyphs. So they would say it's not true, but it's written in the hieroglyphs. Like Billy Carson, they all like dissected everything. Like it's written on the walls. So
Sable was saying that the nodes still exist, or?
Well, I mean, I'm sure there's a whole bunch of statues out there that's all chipped up.
Yeah, fucked up.
Yeah, it was done purposely, but it wasn't done by like white people. Okay. It was done by their own pharaoh god or their own pharaoh. Like he was the one that made the orders to do that. So like here's the story before I get mixed up. So like after all that happened, you know, the people like the guardsmen, you know, of the regular Egyptian people, they said like, hey, like why are we erasing all this history? This is like, we weren't taught to be like this type of race, you know, because they felt like something was wrong. So they stood up for themselves, and then they took him out of his own country. So before this dude left, right? So they chased him out of Egypt before this dude left. The story is that he took the Ark of the Covenant of Egypt, which is what Billy Carson said was the power source of, you know, the Great Giza Pyramid. It was the one that lit up the whole country through like a little power source that you can hold in like a piece of stone that can light up a whole city. He took away with the Ark of the Covenant, and they chased him down in chariots and shit. Like, can you imagine?
Yeah, I'm picturing it in my head.
Like get that motherfucker. Yeah. So he supposedly, like in the book or the Bible, they said he crossed like the Red Sea, but he actually crossed a different shorter sea. And then the crazy thing is, they said like this dude was like Moses. He was like the Moses story in like the Bible. The one that stole the Ark of the Covenant, the power source, and took off, and they went to go chase him down.
And then so what do you do with it?
I don't know who holds the power now.
It's somewhere.
So somebody holds the Ark of the Covenant, because if you fast forward till today, like if you look at all the UFO shit that's been going on, Stephen Greer says that they have a technology like where they have this power source that they know it exists, but somebody held that power source and has not given it to the public. But there's this power source that can actually power everything.
Somebody has it in their possession.
Somebody has it in their possession, which is the most dangerous shit you can hold in your possession.
Hey, but what if they're holding it because if anybody else gets it, like I couldn't even imagine if the government,
it would disrupt everything.
Yeah, I don't want to see no government get to hold on. Whoever's that is there for a reason. Like, maybe it's for the best.
It will fuck everything up. The whole system will crash.
Somebody's trying to protect it. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, so I think that's why they're trying to rebuild the system now, with the financial system, because I know the truth is going to come out about this quantum fusion technology that's been here since the beginning and shit that we have. And I think that's why they might be restructuring this whole financial system, because they know they can't hide. They can't hide the technology no more.
Infinite energy.
I think it's happening. You guys heard it here first.
The infinite energy. We gotta put things in our favor. I
guess. Remember I told you a long time ago, right? I had a psychedelic trip, and then I asked them to show me like why is like Egypt and the pyramids so important. And it took me deep down level, like in one of the Egyptian pyramids, probably one of the great ones. And they showed me the power source that was protected.
You said like the Tesseract, right?
Yeah, it looks like the Tesseract. I was like, what the fuck? Like, and then it was wrapped around in like the shit you see at a museum. So they're showing me something.
Like some kind of security or whatever, yeah.
And all the walls had like it's like tapestry on the walls.
I remember Billy. I said Billy. Was it
Billy Carson?
Yeah, Billy Carson. I remember when he said before from the video you sent me saying that I can't remember what dimension it was, but the one with the infinite libraries and all this other stuff with the knowledge. That's supposed to be. Oh, the other name for it is a Tesseract, but it's like a part of another dimension. Not the third. I don't know if it's the fourth or fifth, but it's like a dimension where it's like infinite knowledge and everything like that. But it's supposed to be referred to a dimension as a Tesseract of where
like the Akashic records.
Yeah, basically that. Yeah. I remember we said it in the video you had sent me, and I was like, oh shit, like okay, Tesseract is it's something sound like more like a place than an item to me. It's like it's a reality of
who knows
whatever you like, where I think only like the consciousness can get to.
Yeah,
and that's what he makes
like
seem
another
like.
Thing
because like it's even like this like okay 3D is like which makes sense like 3D is like our human body here, but then after this is like next level like you fuck a bodies get burnt out and you get aches and pains and
bodies can't travel through black holes.
They can't but the consciousness dude go anywhere. So
almost anywhere. There's rules and laws everywhere, which is the crazy shit. You know, that's something you learn when you die.
Once you get there,
I know a thing or two about that. You gotta die at least 5 times or something
to get it.
You guys want to see a dead body? Jeremy says Chris and Harold do need to watch the full pyramid on YouTube together to do the podcast on it. It's 3 hours long. We can watch it. But you guys gotta look up Billy Carson. Look up his work, all the stuff that he talks about. It's super deep. Yeah, you guys gonna look at everything different because it even ties into what our technology today and what everything is going on. Like, remember how we were talking about how they're lowering the testosterone like levels in guys and stuff?
People have been speaking that for years.
But there's like a real study that actually shows that the testosterone level, like it went from like Harley Davidson all the way down to like a Mazda Miata or some shit.
No.
All the way down to like an electric Ford Fusion.
Oh, shit.
It went from the big, like, you know, muscle motorcycle. I mean, whatever you call them.
Them big ass
But you gotta have like, you gotta be built big body style, you know, like World War II body.
You gotta be a whole unit. Some people say a unit.
Captain America body, yo.
You gotta be a unit.
Yeah. What else we got? Oh yeah, like Billy Carson, he was talking about how, you know, the reason why you don't see like the black people being depicted into these movies about Egypt and stuff, it's because they're trying to write their own history of what they think happened. You know, this is what happened when you hire like a new author to explain a story that they know fucking nothing about.
It's been like this throughout the history of time. I'm telling you, like with the Bible and any other story you think of, shit's been changed a whole lot. The truth gets covered up a whole lot.
You know, like if you think about the word history, they're telling his story.
Yeah.
So it's how he want to tell his story.
And it's always the victors that get to control history.
Yeah. So whatever, if they get the green light to tell your own history.
And you're like, what the fuck? That's not how it went down.
What? Like, hey, what about the black pharaohs? Like, what black pharaohs?
Huh?
We started in the fucking 25th century. Like,
did you see that Elizabeth Taylor movie when she was Cleopatra? That's the history. This white lady was Cleopatra.
We don't know the history like from when, you know, the Greeks came in the picture.
That's it.
What black people? What black pharaohs?
Black who?
You talking about those black alien pharaohs?
These gods.
I mean, what are they? I mean,
gods to us, but they're probably
normal.
They're probably soldiers from another place, but to us, they're gods. I guess I don't know what you would.
Yeah, they're just an advanced race. Because if you think dogs look at humans and be like they're gods because they give me food?
Yes.
Think about it.
I believe it because this is gonna be a story for a little bit later. But the reason why I say this though, I'll go into sound. Did you hear about the story about the elephant that killed this old lady? It's like in India. There's an old lady at like she was like at like a lake or a river or something, like collecting water. Yeah. This is like recent story. She was collecting river at the water, right? Collecting river at the water. Collecting water at the river, right? And this elephant came on over and just like trampled her, like stomped the shit out of her.
Why?
And then just kept it moving. Nobody knows. And then so when they did her funeral, they're doing a funeral. Her family's there, and the same fucking elephant comes back.
Shows up at a funeral.
At her funeral, and grabs her body and with his tusk. And throws that shit into the air. Just tosses it in the air, and then like.
That's a real story.
Real story. this elephant escaped like some kind of like nature reserve place.
Is he in jail now?
I don't think they even caught the elephant yet.
Somebody put the elephant. So the elephant is something personal.
That's what everybody's like. What is going on here? Like the elephant like went to the funeral like fucking Vince McMahon going down a ramp, and they grabbed her body
No
and just
chance.
he just grabbed her and then tossed her into the air. Body was like hit the ground, got all messed up, and the elephant just like walked away again.
Cool as fuck.
And just like just
Trying this shit.
like Will Smith walking off the Oscar stage like a pimp,
and still.
But then the elephant just left, and I think they're still looking for it. But it goes back to like just
I don't think they can.
they're trying to figure out like what animals. They're starting to realize now that hey, these animals that are being like with elephants, right? People think elephants are like beautiful and friendly, but a lot of like they're starting to keep they have records of like all these animals out there, right? Throughout since human existence, and how their aggression are towards humans, and they're starting to realize like that even with elephants, as kind as they are, that when they don't realize how powerful they are. They don't. But the second they realize they can kill human beings easily, they go on the rampages every time. And I guess in India,
they tapped in.
Dude, they started to realize like, yo, we can fucking kill these people. Like these tiny fragile people with their guns, we can just overrun them. And it takes a lot to take out an elephant. And now they're starting to like these attacks are starting to pick up now. Like, are they becoming self-aware of?
You think that's the same like with humans?
That I think is another thing with humans. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's like people starting to realize like, hey man, we are more than just this shit right now. That we.
So that's why like some of the big people who has the big voices, they try to get a hold of them and try to
control it. Yes, try to control the narrative.
Them, yeah.
They don't want nobody to know the truth of how strong they really are.
That's why they put Joe Rogan on Spotify, and they offer him this crazy amount of money. Right? I was like, Spotify, you guys don't even make money like that. So what the fuck is going on? So they offered him all this money because they knew like he was one of the big elephants that has the big voice. Because here's the weird thing about the whole Spotify thing. Like even Joe talked about it. He said that Spotify asked him to give him the guest list of like his next 3 months, so they know who's his guest, so they can kind of control that shit.
Yeah, oh my
Joe
God,
Rogan's like, man, I ain't give you my guest list. I don't even know myself. Like, get out of here. Because they didn't want controversial people to be on there. Like, for example, like people in the medical world, like real legit doctors, they didn't want them to speak on there because they're like, okay, this is going to cause a disruption to their narrative. That's why I think they use Spotify to kind of control.
Let's calm it down. You got your fans, but we need to, because I've been hearing stories too that like a lot of older fans are like becoming disgruntled with the whole Spotify thing now a little bit more now. It's because it's not the same recipe as it was before when it was just like YouTube like flavor, I guess, or whatever. Like the Spotify really did kind of like put a chokehold on.
Yeah, because we actually really don't know if they're pulling episodes that we don't know.
Yeah, because actually they pull like a shit ton, but it is
like even like new ones that he filmed.
Really? So not even.
Oh, no, this is just out of like I'm just thinking outside a little bit. Say what says I killed an elephant. Have you seen the new?
Have you seen how
pygmies kill?
Oh, have you seen how pygmies?
Oh,
kill
what I say,
and butcher elephants? No, I have not.
Are those like the people that live like in the
like the little dudes with the big heads? And, I mean, I don't think they're as small as like people think they are. People think they like maybe like leprechaun size.
Like a tribe?
I think the pygmies are probably like maybe like 5'3" or some shit.
I heard they're building wells out for them.
They're building wells,
water wells
for them.
Yeah, for the pygmies.
Why's that?
Because they need water.
Oh, they run out of water? I didn't know. I did not know. Oh, shit.
I heard on the podcast they had a sponsor like, hey, for everybody that donates, we're building a well for the pygmy tribes.
No, like, I didn't know that was a thing. Holy shit. That's new to me.
I got to use the restroom real quick. Be right back, guys. All right, guys, we're back.
Is it me?
Oh, okay. So they did, before I finish up this story, so they did do a DNA test on King Tut, right? Mm-hmm. And when they got the reports back, it says that part of his DNA is non-terrestrial.
Okay, so off-world.
So they're
saying non-terrestrial.
Yeah, they're saying like they don't even know where his DNA even came from. Like they don't even know where race or like it doesn't fit anywhere. But they never said extraterrestrial either. because they can't just say that.
Yeah,
but they're saying the DNA, they don't know where it came from.
Question mark. All right.
So it's clear that this is an off-planet being that came here to Earth, and
they don't know.
They just started some shit on Earth, and they left us, man. They left us because where's all the elongated people at?
Nah,
with the big heads. Where they at? They left us, dude. They left us with all this shit, and now we have like the scraps and pieces of like technology that was already there. It's just being discovered now. That's why I guess that's why we got all this stuff now. But it's all like stuff from the past.
Yeah.
But we don't really know like the true technology.
Nah, not yet. No, because we ain't ready for it, man. I don't think we're mature enough for it. I think that's the consensus I'm coming down to.
I think we're coming towards the end of like an era for humanity.
Like you feel like we're hitting a wall.
Of this era. Like you know how every kingdom, there's a rise and fall in every kingdom. Yeah. I think this is gonna be the
like
end.
Rome and everything else.
Rome was so great, right? Rome fell.
Yeah. It was around for 1,000 years, I want to say? Something.
I think we're hitting that peak, like where we're building these buildings in Shanghai, kissing the sky and shit, and now all this shit's gonna fall.
Then we're gonna be humbled. We're gonna be humbled by it, and then
our kids, they're gonna be like little cavemen.
Well, try to rebuild it back better.
Trying to plug their iPad into a rock. It don't work like that.
It don't work. We gotta realize how solar energy works.
Trust me, my ancient ancestors in 2012.
I feel like humanity dicked around way too long with like fossil fuel and stuff. We should have been on this solar shit, but it's obvious. This shit's hot. It uses energy.
Yeah, it's all because of greed.
Yeah. Everybody trying to get a check. Not worrying about the next man after them.
Like how much can you squeeze, a lemon, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like the light bulb, because they created a light bulb from, I don't know, way when Edison was still around, and it's still lit up in like this museum. The same light bulb that uses this special filament that he but he tested so many little filaments. He actually found the one that actually lit up forever. And there's light bulbs that light up forever, but they say, hey, how can we make money off of something that lasts forever?
You can't make money off of something that's forever. That's like a cure. You can't make money off of a cure.
Yeah, but like, get somebody in here that can make a little filament that can last for a year or something.
1,000 years.
No, just for like a year. We don't need nothing to last
even just
forever.
a year. For real, just a year.
Yeah, that's why these light bulbs don't last forever, because how do you make money off of that? Same with cars. Especially the new cars, I don't think those are going to last no more. Yeah. It's not built like the old cars. The old cars, they actually try to make it last a long time. But the new cars...
Oh, no, man.
They want you to change your cars the way you change like your cell phones.
That's cheaper parts. Let's add some stuff to where... Because even now with my car... I didn't even fucking realize this. Oh my god! Back in November, I was having issues with my
that Lambo.
With the throttle inside of it. Had to take it to the dealership, and I never realized this. But in order for me to get to my battery to pull it out, it's underneath my engine. But in order for me to like take my battery out, I need to go to a fucking dealership now.
Jesus.
To remove the engine just to get the battery out, but they're gonna charge you for removal of the engine. So I was like, why are y'all doing why? Did you see?
Why did they build it like that?
But they know they're doing because before it's easy charge, batteries.
It's the same like with like BMWs or like Mercedes. Like there's tools that you can't even get on the street. It's like specialty tools that only
it's getting harder to take care of it now.
Only the dealership has those tools,
and you gotta go to the source because they're realizing people outsourcing them and finding different ways to take care of itself.
Yeah, you have to get it.
So now you got to go to them. Yeah,
you got to get a service back at who you bought it from. They're like, oh, you're not gonna let your mechanic Leon James do it. We're gonna get our mechanics that have the real tools to do it.
Like, what? You thought the homie's gonna help you? No.
Yeah, that's how it is. Like,
done.
It's like they force loyalty. Loyalty is not real loyalty no more. It's they force it on people. If you want to join the BMW club, guess what? You're in the BMW club. Now we have to do all your shit now. Sorry. Sorry, you need a special tool that's made, with the fucking metal that's been constructed on Neptune.
And only from here and only from this company.
Yep, and you can only get on OnlyFans in Russia.
Monopoly. That's how it is, man.
That's how the world is now. But yeah, that's all I got. Let's head on to the next story.
That's good shit, man. That was good,
right?
shit.
You guys learn a lot about Africa. I mean, yeah, Africa, Egypt.
A little history lesson for all you people out there. What story do I want to pick next? Okay. So it says, there's actually an interesting story right here. It says, treasure hunters allege the FBI made off with Civil War era gold and covered it up. All right, so this is like this company called, I think it's up in like probably like northeast area of the United States, but like this company called Finders Keepers, right? Which is this treasure hunting company. So they was like going through an area one time. It was like back in 2018. This treasure hunting company, they're going through an area and they like detect like a specific metal deep in the ground that weighed like 9 tons, and based off its consistency, they knew it had to be gold. And they were like, "Holy shit, we found like 9 tons of gold down here." Because supposedly, I guess the story is like, after the Civil War, the Union was carrying like which is the North, was carrying like either a train of gold or something, but there was a crash, and urban legend has it that this gold landed on the ground, and of course, as time went on, it got buried underneath the earth, and this, that, and the third. So, like I said, this Finders Keepers treasure company went out there, and they actually tracked down some gold in the ground, weighed 9 tons, and they contacted the FBI.
Wait, they actually found 9 tons of gold?
Well, they didn't. They didn't. Like, they was just walking under the ground with the metal detector, and like, oh shit, this is like, we got a shit ton of metal down here. Based off its consistency and its weight, it's got to be gold. Like, it's got to be gold. And they wound up contacting the FBI. Like, hey, FBI, because it was like they didn't want to like steal it, or because knowing how this fucking government is, they could probably get charged for stealing shit that's money or whatever. But they wound up contacting the FBI. The FBI was like, okay, cool, we'll come out there and we'll help you out. We'll help you excavate the land, and then we'll go in there and we'll dig out the gold. And then so the FBI, because they wanted at the very least, this treasure hunting company wanted a finder's fee. They was like, hey, we want a cut of something. But we're not going to just completely steal it. We're going to let you.
I think I kind of heard about this.
I heard about this like last week or the week before, but I didn't really look into it like that until like yesterday. But yeah, so they called the FBI saying, "Hey, we found some gold. We want you guys. We just give you guys a heads up, but we expect a fee or cut or something out of it." The FBI was like, "Okay, we'll come out there and help you look." They get out there, and the FBI gets there. They dig they go to the spot where they told where the gold is at. They get there, and the FBI comes back saying, "Oh, there's no gold." And now the treasure hunter company saying that they stole it.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Straight up took all the gold. And you know what? I kind of believe this treasure company. I kind of believe them. I'm going with the Finders Keepers people on this shit.
It's because they did like a lot of like excavating.
Excavating, yeah.
Yeah, they said that either FBI, CIA, they did all that stuff. They're like, hey, you guys were there like for a while, but you guys said you didn't find nothing.
Like nothing at all, but our metal detectors and everything.
They closed it out. Like,
yeah. Like, it shows that we had this down here in the ground.
Imagine if it was just vibranium the whole time.
Well, they got it. The government got it. Because at first the FBI came out saying, you know what? We got video footage. We have 17 video footages of showing us doing this excavation site and doing all this, and we did not steal the gold. But then when they released the video footage, they only had 4 instead of 17, so they left out a shit ton more.
They probably took it.
So they took it. They cut out a lot of shit. So
whatever that metal is not there no more, right?
That's gone, man. They got it. It's
because it never existed.
It's in the care of it's never existed. It's in the care of the United States government. These guys at the Finders Keepers, they're still trying to fight it though. But yeah, this happened back in 2018.
Why did they call FBI? Like,
man, that's the one thing I thought. I was like, why would you contact?
I would dig that shit up first. Like, fuck.
I think they was kind of worried about how, well, what if the government knows about it, or what if something we can get in trouble for having this gold? Man, fuck that. I would have took the gold, and then we could worry about the consequences a little bit later. I could fight that in court, saying like, look, I just found it. I don't know what kind of legal laws I have on finding gold in America right now, but I found it. I took it. It's 9 tons. That's a lot too. That's a lot. Damn, it's a shit ton of gold, man.
They don't want nobody to gain wealth like that.
No,
like,
man.
Where you can cripple the finance system.
No, they got gatekeepers. Yeah, we live in a world of gatekeepers, man.
Ain't nobody trying to cripple the finance system, man. Let them do their thing. That's how you
people just trying to live.
That's how you can control a whole civilization for over 6,000 years, dude. Mm-hmm. You implement the whole currency system.
Set a cap on it, man, and you allow certain.
It's like, why would you want to trade those 3 cows for my 1 chicken? Let's change it up a little bit. Like, hey,
this cow weighs as much.
You see this? This is a Bitcoin in the form of like a metal.
Like it weighs
in the
less
future,
than a cow.
In the future, it's gonna be invisible. Bitcoins are gonna be verified through computers.
Like you can't even touch it.
Like, what's the computer? Long story. I can't explain to you guys.
It's digital. You know what?
Get back in that cave.
You know, I don't have time to explain to you.
Get back in that cave.
I have no time to explain this to you. But yeah, so now this
Jeremy says it's still about to be a wealth transfer though.
Oh, talking about from the top to the bottom or the bottom to the top? I don't know.
A lot of the wealth is being
transferred
in so many different random locations. That's why there's a disruption in the whole finance system. That's why, like, the Bilderbergs, they had to have that meeting about the whole structure of the finance system because globally it's been affected.
They're like, damn, man.
And crypto was one of the big things that was affected because when crypto get affected, the regular stock market is almost playing at the same beat as the cryptocurrency, you know. Which is weird now, because like when Bitcoin goes down, like a lot of big stocks go down too. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, so they like going neck and neck now. Like, is this shit all synchronized together now? So you start to think like, okay, the whole crypto shit made its way like through like super mainstream financially, like throughout the whole globe.
And now that I'm thinking about it, has there ever been a period in at least American history? I can't speak for the rest of the world, just only where we stay at. But has there been anyone else that like at least within has been a challenge to Wall Street? Is like outside of it as far as like investments and stuff. You know, it's like in the history of America, other than Wall Street, has there been anything else as strong as Wall Street as far as like investments? Like is this like the first wave of, and it happened during COVID? Like this is when people was like everybody trying to make money in COVID in some kind of way, but it seems like the people was found out a better way to do it. Or
well, like I think like with the whole stock stuff, it was, you know, in that area where like normal people weren't doing it regularly. Like it wasn't as simple as like right now where you can go on Robinhood and buy a stock.
Yeah.
Like you had to really know how to do all that shit. Like way back then, even like before the internet, like how you bought stocks. Like my teacher, like in 5th grade, was showing us how to buy stocks like through the newspaper and shit. He showed us how to look at the newspaper, look at the stock. I wish I should have paid attention and shit. But I was learning through like how you find out like stock prices like through the newspaper. And then now, fast forward to today, how they're doing it now with a simple push of a button on your phone. You don't even have to be on the computer. The whole game has changed to where normal people can get into what the wealthy has been doing for a long time.
You just
because all it is it's just a transfer of wealth. It's just you taking money from somebody else in stocks or in crypto. That's all it is. It's like you're just taking money from somebody else, that people that put into something, and then like you put in like 10,000, right? And the other guy's like, all right, I'm gonna check out 10,000. All he's doing is taking whatever you put in. So it's just people taking each other's money. That's all it is.
Damn.
Which is so freaking crazy, right?
It's a dog.
Yeah, that's all it is. It's just people taking money from each other. Stocks and crypto. It's the same shit.
This is it.
You know, like 10 million people put like $2,000 into like one crypto coin. And then like 10 people like, all right, I'm going to take this money out. Like all this money out. They're just taking it from people.
Have fun.
Yeah.
Have fun struggling. Damn.
Just think about like, how does all this help anything?
It's like, we got to work together, people. We got to work as a unit.
Jeremy says gold and silver were bigger.
Oh yeah.
The one currency that's always gonna hold value, you know what it is?
I always thought it was gold.
It's always gonna be gold.
Some people, I've been hearing silver a lot, but I'm like, I don't know. Gold seems to be.
Silver could be too, but gold for sure, 100%. That's always gonna hold value. Because gold, this is a universal currency. This is what alien spaceship needs. This is real shit gold. Because it reflects.
I remember we talked about it way back.
Reflects all the radiation from the sun and all that shit. Like it's a perfect material that you can use for a spaceship for you to do safe travels. Gold. And gold is in every technology. In your computers, in your
phones, man. Yeah.
Even like
it'd be like little pieces of gold too. It's not even anything like
yeah, just a little tiny. Yeah, because
gold is metaphor.
Even like, because I knew somebody that used to work at a company where they made blank CDs. You remember when everybody bought blank CDs?
Oh yeah, god damn,
to burn music.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he used to work like at this warehouse where all they did was made blank CDs, and he said that when they pull up with the money truck, that's what they call it. It's they pull pallets of solid gold, dude. So this gold, because the gold is actually used like little tiny amounts of gold into those CDs.
Just in blank CDs.
Blank CDs.
God damn.
Yeah, so those blank CDs have like a tiny amount of gold in it, and that's what they use to make, all the technology work is with gold. If you took all these blank CDs, like melt it down, dude, you'll get like a block of gold. People don't know that. Like little tiny pieces of gold is in these CDs. And people,
I think you told me this before. My memory's going through.
They're throwing out their CDs and shit. But that's like little tiny piece of gold. You know how people recycle aluminum?
Recycle aluminum.
Recycle CDs. There's gold on there.
Yeah. The moral of the story is, if you got blank CDs, kids, millennials,
any CDs,
hold on, any CDs, millennials with the last generation, hold on to it,
because gold is like the perfect conductor of all that shit.
Yeah, electricity go through it, all the shit.
That's why you find it in all our technology right now. That's why it's so valuable, because it holds value.
Because it's a necessity, man.
Like not just with Earth, but
off world. Yeah,
and they're like, no, they don't exist. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, you don't know. Why we have a PS5? Aliens. Like not technically, but they gave us the foundation
to at least get this far.
Go back to Egypt. They gave us the whole equation, all of it. They gave us everything, dude. Everything to build everything that we have now.
All of it.
Elongated head ass,
That's right. It started with them.
Old bold head ass.
Peanut head ass.
Right. I saw one in real life too on a train. Remember I told you?
Oh, was it? Did you tell me this last episode or something? You saw
like last year. Like I saw like it was like a Sunday. I was working, right, and Sundays everything's all quiet, and I had to go to Georgia State. And then only one other person got off of this train station. I was like, damn, nobody gets off here unless they're doing something crazy. So he got off the same station that I got off. Right, I went right behind him, but I looked at his head. It's shaped like a bulb, dude. Like a big elongated bulb, and he had glasses on, and he was black too. And I was like, this guy is an alien.
Egyptian?
I said that in my head. I was like, this guy's a fucking alien.
Man, you far away from home, bro.
And then I said in my head.
He was homeless?
No, he had normal clothes.
Oh, he's normal dude. Okay.
Yeah, so I said in my head, I was like, if you're an alien, like, do something to get, like, my attention or something.
Yeah, I remember this.
So almost when we went down the whole escalator, this dude out of nowhere starts yelling. He yelled so loud you could hear it echo in the whole station. I was like, it made me jump because I didn't expect it.
I thought he was gonna communicate back with you to your head.
Yeah, I was like, dude, I didn't know you were gonna yell like that.
Tell me a sign.
Yeah, and there was nobody around. I was like, when that happened, I was like, no one's gonna believe the story. But I told like a lot of the guys that worked there, I was like, do you ever come across like any weird people? Like in the train stations where not just normal weird, but weird, like out of this world weird. They said, no, not really. And then I had to tell my story.
What did they say?
They're like, dude, you know about the moon, right? I was like, oh, I'm in the right crowd. I was like, I'm in the right group right now because we're about to get deep.
This shit about to get funky. It's like, oh shit, so he's in the moon.
He's like, you know about that dark side of the moon? I was like, man.
Oh shit! Let me pull up a chair.
I was like, we're not gonna do nothing for the next 5 hours.
I can talk to you guys, right? Everything's cool. I'm trying to get y'all in trouble, but
I didn't know.
Cool. I can pull up a chair.
That was cool.
Shit. That's funny. Damn. I'll take, man. When you talk to some people long enough, you start having these conversations.
Yeah, because you can't just come out of nowhere.
Man. You can't come out hot like that. But
because people they hear you talk about weird stuff, like, oh, that's a weirdo.
But the people that want to talk about it, like especially the people I work with, they always be like, hey man, have you ever heard about so and so? Like, no, what? Like, oh, da 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 da. They'll tell me the explanation of it, and then my response usually, Oh yeah, I did hear something similar because I feel like I've heard a lot of shit. But I'm like, I've heard something similar. To that. Man, let me tell you something more. And there's like 3 hours, 3 hours of talking about this shit. So yeah. People want to spread the word. Though. I see it. People want to talk
that's
about
what I was thinking. Like a lot of people, they hold a lot of that shit in.
Man, a lot of people, man.
Yeah,
a whole lot of people.
Yeah, because I would never imagine like a bus driver telling me like, "Hey, you guys know about the dark side of the moon?" You know, I was like,
man, for real.
I was like, man, go lock that door. We're gonna get into this.
Man, when's your lunch break? But it'd be like everyday ordinary people. We knowing about this shit, man.
So I know like a lot of people, they're more like I guess awake to like, you know, like different stuff where it just doesn't make sense. So they look into it, you know.
Oh yeah, like to it was like as far as like it doesn't make sense to like normies, I guess, or
like it didn't make sense like in history, like period. It's almost like they hid something from us.
Oh yeah,
like, especially like with the whole Egyptians, how like a lot of the pharaohs like were black, like they hid that from us, and then a lot of people, you know, they said, hey, something is wrong like with the history. Like they're not really telling the real history because it doesn't match up with other countries how they told the history of like the ancient pharaohs from like the 8th century and stuff.
Yeah.
It didn't match up. Like, hey, you guys skipped like a big part of the whole ancient Egyptian shit, the whole era where it was all black people.
Hey, we just glossed over this shit.
Came from Atlantis. My bad.
Atlantis.
It's crazy how we live in Atlanta now. Like,
hot Atlantis.
What are the odds? Sinfizz, what's good, dude? He says there was a black Roman emperor, Septimus, I believe.
Yeah, I looked it up as soon as I saw you said that. It was like Septimus Severus. Septimus.
Would that be like in the 25th century? Like once like Greek and stuff like started getting into like Egypt?
Yeah, he was born in 145 AD.
Damn, that's after the mention.
Yeah.
What does AD stand for? See, now I sound stupid.
Okay, so BC is what
before Jesus.
Before Jesus, and then supposedly I don't even know if that's even real anymore, but AD is supposed to be anything after that.
No, it's real.
Jesus but 145 is like pretty close to after Jesus died, I'm assuming, or around the same era that Jesus was around, I'm guessing.
Wait, so AD is...
Because the Roman Empire, isn't it what killed... I think they killed Jesus. I'm almost certain they did. But...
yeah, they killed our boy, man.
They crucified him. That's... Crucifixion is like a Roman torture thing. That's not no... They got him. Because he was building that clout. His clout was too big. It's like, yo, what? He got followers? Oh, my God.
That's why, like, dude, like, if Jesus was born today... You know all they would have done?
Yeah.
What's just ban him off of Twitter?
Man, they would have...
See? If he was born like in this era, he just would have had a banned Twitter account. But back then, they're like, nah, man.
You have a podcast.
Back then, they're
Jesus would have a podcast if he's right.
They're like, oh, you want to walk on water?
Whoa, water to wine, okay.
Get the steak out.
You're a prostitute, homie. What? Mary Magdalene. What
Jesus who? Son of God.
Says what's his name? Septimius Severus. I can't read for shit right now. His first name is Lucius. That sounds like a brother name. Okay.
Lucius.
Lucius? Like Lucifer?
Like Lucifer?
But I don't know. We better fall in this rabbit hole right quick. I don't know. From 193 to 211. Oh, that sounds such a weird thing to say. But now, yeah.
Shock says, get the stupid socialist off Twitter.
Yo, he would get crucified. Jesus would get wrecked.
All you see is like the sandals flip up.
He would get wrecked, man. I'm not even a religious guy, but I do think Jesus was a legit, real person. He's a real man. He was a real man. He wouldn't make it right now, though. It's too much. The world has lost his fucking mind.
Yeah. Jesus is... He was a movement, man.
The OG hipster, I'd say. At least that's what I think. I think he was a hipster. Walked around in sandals. Like, I don't know.
Or he was just somebody that ate a psychedelic.
I just went on a journey, and then I got to tell everyone.
Dude, you eat a psychedelic, right? And then if you have a profound trip, you come out and be like...
Dude, I saw God.
You're like, no. Not I saw God. It's I'm God this whole time.
Yo, I'm his son. I'm his son.
You know what's crazy, right? That's why I never tell this story. Because I was like, this is just too crazy, because you jump out of the trip, right? And then you feel like you're a god. And then you're it's almost like, how can I tell my friends and family that I was God this whole time? You know, like you created everything. Yeah, I was like, well, I can't tell people that. I was like, this is crazy. You know?
How can you?
Yeah, because I came out of a really profound trip. Real shit, you come out of it. I'm like, fuck. Like I saw too much stuff, and I felt like I was responsible for a lot of stuff that happened, you know, on this earth. Like you're looking at through like a different perspective. Like it's almost like I'm looking at through like 3 different realms, and then I'm seeing this realm. I'm like, okay, they would never understand this. That's why I thought like, okay, maybe I am a god. So then like after my trip, right, I sobered up. I look on my ceiling. I was like, how would I even tell people this, or should I even tell anybody? So I was like, I should never tell this story, you know, because it wouldn't. People would be like, no, you like get the fuck out of here, Kanye. You know, you're not no god. But here's like,
he's the man.
Like here's like the crazy thing. Like later, like when I look up, you know, psilocybin, right? Which is the psychoactive compound, like in a mushroom, a magic mushroom. If you look at the molecular structure in a psilocybin mushroom, you know what's in that structure, the molecule?
What?
My initials.
Right?
Yeah,
Wait.
it's in the psilocybin mushroom. The molecular structure of a mushroom has my initial. And then when I saw it, I was like, fuck. I was like,
it's a sign,
I was like,
man.
And I'm out here doing a podcast talking about it.
So what
Yeah.
are you trying to tell me? Like, what is?
Yeah, I saw my initials in the molecular structure. I was like, holy shit. I am God.
I am God's son. This is it.
I create my own language, you know.
Oh man.
Well, yeah, I freaked out, and then I was like, what are the
odds?
What are the odds of that? So I thought it was pretty wild.
But at the same time, I would take something as like hold on to it and be like, this is the drive I need to.
Yeah, I held. I still held on.
Yeah, this is like,
I haven't gave up. I was like,
this is a sign.
I haven't gave up the idea that I'm not one. You know, I was like,
I gotta spread the teachings.
Let me just hold a little bit. You know,
like I gotta spread the teachings. Like,
yeah. This is where we lose everybody, huh? Look at this Jesus guys out here.
These Jesus freaks.
Like, but he out here just doing a podcast, you know. He's not helping nobody. It's like, what if God just want to chill here, just not do nothing?
Just want to relax, man.
Right? Like, what if I just want to come out here just to chill?
I'm sure gods get tired too. I mean,
yeah, I was like, I was tired. You know, I was like, but what if God just want to come out here just to chill, just to watch you guys, see how you guys react and stuff, but never like make a splash to where, you know, like I'm known. Like I was supposed to never be known, you know? Maybe. Then I was thinking, I was like, man, you guys are sitting out here drinking beer with God. But that's what I got into my head. Because, you know, I would go to like family events. I was like, man, you guys are drinking with God right now. I was like, hey,
do y'all realize this?
Yeah, I was like, take a step back.
Whoa.
Don't say nothing. But yeah, like, I think that's like part of like one of the things, like, it's not just me. I know so many other people that had trips to where they felt the same thing. Like, they felt like they were God. So in conclusion, I got to the idea that when you take this, everybody feels like they're a God. Because you know why? Because we are a whole part of God. Like, we are a part of the whole creation. Which is that simple. We're all a piece of the whole creation.
I'm gonna let you guys know something else too, but like,
so we all can think like that.
Yeah. This has been going on for a while in the black community too. This has been a thing, like, people say, like, hey, what's up, God? Hey, what's up, God? Like, God is like little terms get thrown around, like, because a lot more black people saying like, yo, well, we are gods, so we are more than just this reality.
When you start thinking like that, like,
it's kind of like, it's
your whole perspective of everything changes.
It changes.
You don't think like you're under or below anybody, because we came from one piece. We all just might be gods, just got tossed on this planet just because maybe we fucked up being God somewhere else. But this is a prison planet to me. I don't care what anybody says. This is a prison planet. Well, I don't know anymore.
This is a hey, you couldn't make it as a god, so we gotta.
I see it as a class.
Yeah, they got a classroom, which
Earth 101.
And I remember you was the first one I ever heard say that, but I'm hearing more and more people kind of speak that language now.
It didn't originally came from me. I heard it from other people.
Yeah, I kind of figured,
but then like when you take the psychedelic trip, it does matches up with. Is this all one big lesson? You know, and that's where I came down to. Like, this is just one.
You're here. What are you here to gain?
You put yourself into this lesson that you need to learn. Like, sure, you'll see yourself like in God mode, you know, but everybody's God mode.
Yeah.
It's just once you believe that, then you don't take this life so serious. Then you would
blow off the little bullshit, and
you
then
would chase like whatever. You jump out of a plane.
Enlightenment, I guess, or happiness, or such.
You go slap a president in the face, like this is life. Sinfis says, "Have you heard of the egg theory?" I have not. It's like, yeah, that's the ultimate cancellation. Oh yeah, saying you're a god. This is old, huh? Shell Shock says, I was just about to bring that up. What is the egg theory? I'm curious now.
Oh, Shell Shock says, yes, you have, Billy.
About what, the
egg theory? Looks like you've heard of this.
Oh,
before.
The chicken for the egg?
Yeah, it's a chicken. Yeah, that's what the first thing I thought of. The chicken. What came first, the chicken or the egg? That's what I was thinking. But I thought this was like a different egg theory.
What did came first?
Fuck. I've always been like this. It depends on what you're talking about. I don't know. It's like I think it's more reference to like, is it humans? I guess like what came first? Like who gave birth to us if we exist, and if so, who created the egg? Or did we come down as ourselves and make ourselves, or did we come down as egg? That's what I always thought of, like what came first, the chicken or the egg? I do believe on some level that it had to be a chicken. It has to be a chicken before an egg.
But where did the chicken come from?
An egg. But then who created the chicken? You see what I'm saying? It's like such a mind fuck. Like,
just say you believe in a God, man.
No, it's got to be something else. I think God is too simplified. God to me is like old hat shit. Now this is like, I'm like beyond.
It will be like the most easy way to explain something you cannot explain.
I guess to break it down for like, yeah.
Yeah, it's the dumb way of saying something that science can't figure out ever, or will ever figure out.
But it seems
it's like the easy route. It's like if they can't figure something out, hey, let's just put like a God in there and say a God did it or whatever.
Yeah,
it's like something that they can't figure out. Like our normal minds cannot figure out how all this shit happened.
Shell Shock says,
God is like, it's filling the void of not understing something.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's kind of like, I guess.
Well, therefore, then it exists.
God's plan. Yeah. So,
yeah,
we're giving him all his credit. Shell Shock says, you are everyone that has lived or ever will live, or will ever live.
I thought about that. Have you ever drank water and think if a dinosaur drank the same water you drank?
Yes. Or the air I breathe, or just anything.
Well, I thought about that the other day. I was like, damn, this tastes like a dinosaur drank this, like, in a river.
But it's still in rotation.
And it was like a piece of rock that was stuck in his mouth, but he drank it. And I tasted that.
But it's here.
Whatever that dinosaur was.
Sif says, basically everything in the universe is you. And something made it all so that you can experience everything possible. So you can then be responsible enough to make your own self.
There it is.
Bada bing, bada boom.
We are all that ever is and ever was. We are the center, the creator, we made ourselves.
The destroyer, maybe?
We gave birth to ourselves, man. That's why I find it so odd that a lot of people, when they have these psychedelic trips, where they feel like they're in God mode. Before, when I heard stories like that, I'm like, of course, they're under like a drug. They don't know. Their brain is like,
know better.
They're induced with like all these different, their brain is thrown off all these signals, creating illusions and stuff. But when you actually go through it, and you're like, oh, holy shit. It's like you understand now because you're seeing it from not a normal perspective, like how we look at stuff like black and white. You're seeing it different now.
From I would even say sometimes too, even like from a fourth or fifth dimension perspective, you're stepping out of 3D.
You're seeing it through a different window.
Yeah,
it's like you're looking at a goldfish in a fish tank. The goldfish in the fish tank don't even know you exist.
But the goldfish in the fish tank
but
is
now you're
humanity. Humanity is the goldfish in the fish tank. It's like
now you're the one outside the fish tank, and you're looking at everything that's going on. Like, holy shit!
This is how everybody's moving.
I was like, we've been fucking doing it wrong the whole time.
We're stuck in this damn fish bowl called 3D.
And then that's where people get this whole God stuff from. Like, holy shit! Like,
I stepped outside this world.
We were the gods the whole time. Like,
yeah, that's how it was in what's that movie? Was it Space Odyssey? with the Stanley Kubrick. When he did the movie where like the astronauts go to Earth and they come across this being of advanced aliens, but the advanced aliens were like leaving like these monoliths all over the planet.
Yeah. What was it called? Like
Space Odyssey 2000.
Yeah, Space Odyssey.
Yeah, and I only seen it one time. That shit was a struggle when I was a kid, but I just remember like little bits and pieces of it. Until I got older, I read about it. I was like, oh, that's what the whole meaning of the movie was. But basically, when you get to the end of the movie, they come across this super race. I think it's like a super race or something. But basically, so like, hey, this super intelligent, higher being alien race is just us. Mm-hmm. But they sent these monoliths down there to help us grow. It's fucking trippy. It's
deep. Sinfit says, love your neighbors as yourself, because that is you.
Dude, empathy. I tell you about it. Empathy is like the key. You gotta... I've been hearing this a lot, this term being thrown around lately, saying that, hey, worry about your neighbor and hope your neighbor worries about you, because at the end of the day, we all have to rely on each other on some level, whether it's like to be a peaceful society or a better community. We all have to look out for each other on some level, and on some kind of way, no matter what race you are, because we all live here, and this is all we got. So maybe our lessons like we got to. I always felt like we have to work together on.
Yeah, we gotta watch out for each other.
Yeah,
like
on some level, we just gotta dig through a lot of bullshit.
Though. Not like doing something and expecting something back.
Like a reward or something. Yeah.
So remember that one time I bought you like a double cheeseburger with fucking 12 bacons? Now you owe me. Like, what the fuck, man? I was hungry, man. Like,
my bad. I
didn't know I was supposed to pay you back $300.
Yeah, well, because like for example, like there's a friend of mine who I let borrow money a couple months ago, and
is he a podcaster listener?
Maybe we'll see. We'll find out if he brings it up. But I let him. I ain't gonna say any names or anything because it's
Trevor.
I get the reason why they was in the situation that we're in, but I let them borrow money to help them pay their rent and everything like that. But I haven't heard anything back from them. Or, like, well, we're still talking and everything, but they're forgetting to pay me back.
They never mention it back.
But a part of me wants to be like, look, pay me back. But the other side is like, and I explained to them before, like, hey, don't be in a rush to pay me back, though. I did set that standard. Like, I'm going to let you borrow the money. But whenever you get a chance, just pay me back when you get the chance. Right. There's no rush because I'm not trying to be like no loan shark or anything. But they're not saying anything else about it, so I'm like, okay, whenever they get the chance, they'll pay me back. If not, then all right, well, I'll let it slide, I guess. I don't know. And it's not too like I need the money, but it's more like I'm realizing like, okay, it's all right.
Yeah, like here's like my whole thing, like what I learned about all that. Like, don't ever loan out money or give out money where you even expect it
to return, because I'm not trying to rely on because I'm saying I'm not gonna put myself in a hole.
Just know like. You're giving that money away that you already lost it already.
Yeah.
Just know like how much you can give that you can just lose right away.
Because if
don't never even think that they would even give it back.
Yeah, because I'm the type of person is like, if I don't have the money or anything to, like, I'm not gonna put myself in a hole to help someone else out, because that's not gonna benefit me in any kind of way. But if I can do it and then not have to worry about a return,
because
I'll do it.
If you can do it and not even like forget about it because like you're never gonna get it back, then you're straight. You would never, that thought would never even come in your head.
But that's something I had to learn over time with my situation. I was like, okay, what? I was like, if I can do it, then
if you can do it, just do it.
Just do it.
Yeah. If like, all right, just do it. Like, just know that
I helped
don't
out
even
someone.
expect anything back. Just give what you know you can afford to
lose. I can do,
yeah.
And like once I kind of like realized that, I was like, what? I was like, am I really in a rush for this? Like, I'm good right now. Like,
yeah. But if you can't help them, just say, I can't help you.
Can't help you. Then just leave it at that. Yeah. And if they're good people, they'll understand. And if they really care about you, they will understand.
But he did bought you that double junior cheeseburger.
But yeah. But yeah, that shit.
Yeah, don't be that guy.
That shit went down. Yeah. Don't be the guy. But
remember that one time, 35 years ago?
Don't be that motherfucker that does that though. That is rude. I just saying.
Yeah, somebody did that to me too.
See, it's
so stupid.
That's just like.
Cause I was like, we made a bet, right, on a fight. I won the fight bet. And then I was like, hey, you gonna pay me? Like, you lost the bet. It's like, remember that one time we went to a club and I bought you all those Heinekens? I was like, what the fuck?
See, this is why I don't like people doing me favors, man. That's why I'm kind of like sketch on.
This is when I was like in my early 20s. I was like, what the fuck is this shit? I was like, how are you gonna use that shit? Like, we made a bet and you lost.
Man, some people will sit on that shit.
And you're gonna use something that I thought you bought me at a club. Like, it was, do you wanted to get me these Heinekens? I was like, I didn't ask you for it. I was like, after that, I was like, all right, I checked them off the list. I was like, don't hang out with this guy no more.
See, and that's why I'm like, look, if you can't make these bets, then don't make them. Like, because clearly you can't afford to pay the bet.
Yeah, he used something that was at a club. Like, hey, I bought you these beers. I was like, all right, cool. Man, fuck you, man.
That's kind of triggering because now
and that's the last time I hung out with him.
That's kind of triggering because now it's making me think that. Were you plotting since you got me these Heinekens? Like, I got him all these Heinekens.
Yeah.
I'm going to sit and wait to use this. Like,
I had 2 in my hand. I was like, yeah, I can finish this before it gets hot. Thank you. Thank you for these 2 Heinekens.
Dude, that's diabolical shit. I don't like that.
Sinfizz says, I just laughed and yeah, I get right on that. But yeah, I'm pretty sure a lot of people can relate to that, you know?
Well, he said before that, he says, I ran into someone, haven't seen them in 15 years, and they brought me up that I owe them $30 for weed.
Damn.
I just laughed and said, "Yeah, I'll get right on that." But yeah, man, come on, get out of here! Like you just. But some people will do that. Like that's when I was growing up, my sister did this to me when I was a teenager. Especially, you know, when you're like a teenager,
she was gaslighting
you. You get a car and you're like, "Hey, sis, I need to borrow some money one time." Like that's how I was. I need $20 for gas. I'm broke. Okay, cool. And she's like, "Give me the money. I might have to owe you back." No, I have to owe you back. But then. Later on down the road, if we got to an argument, you know, I should never let you borrow that $20. I'm like, what I got to do with? I was like, I'll never borrow money from you ever again, because you seem like you do it, and it's like, whether I pay you back or not,
they put the little tab on you.
Yes. I'm gonna hear about this eventually, and I don't want to hear about it again. Either I pay you back and you leave me alone, and if you say I don't have to pay you back, then leave me the fuck alone. This is the standard you set.
That's why money is so messy,
dude. Money is messy, man. That's why I don't borrow money from people. That's why I have no loan. Like, if you look at my credit score, I owe nobody nothing. I hate owing people money. Straight up. Fuck
just
that,
don't,
man.
If they start talking about money and stuff,
money.
Just do a sidestep. Talk about something else.
Just slide right through it, man. Sinfizz says I'm the same way.
It gets too messy, man.
Sinfizz says I'm the same way, but I don't ask nobody for money. I have struggled because of this movement of mine. I have struggled at one time.
Yeah,
fuck that.
If you're gonna do something nice, just do it. Then just forget about it.
And then let it go. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't hold that little tab on them. Like, all right, on November something, I gave Chris $1 million in bitcoins. Shell Shock says Chris should borrow money to buy Sea of Thieves.
Man, I just got back from Vegas. I'm gonna try to get it next week though.
You know what's funny? I bought that game and I returned it the same day.
You didn't like it?
They were trying to make me make a new Xbox account and all this crazy shit, and then I made it, and then it was still broken on the PC. I was like, I paid a lot of money for this game, and I barely played it. I played it for like 10 minutes. It doesn't really work. So I just returned it. But I'm sure it's a good game.
Oh, maybe there's some updates since then. I mean, yeah, Shell Shock.
Sea of Thieves is like legit good game.
I'm going to try it out. I remember I saw like the...
It kind of made me want to get an Xbox, like just to play on my TV.
Is it just on Xbox or is it just on... I think... Shell Shock told me it was on multi... I used to think it was on PC, only on PC at first, but... I think it is on PS4 too.
Yeah, I think it's
cross-platform. Okay.
Yeah.
Sinfizz says, which sucks because we are in debt economy. Like if you don't have debt, you can't grow credit. How the f does that work? Hey, look, guys, I got my credit score is like immaculate because I don't have any kind of student loan debt. I could get a house right the fuck now if I want to because I've always avoided credit. I've never had a credit card in my entire life. Ever in my
what's your credit score?
30 it's over 700 right now. 723, 7 something. My shit's got a boost like a couple months ago, but my shit's like almost like mid 700s now. But it's like I've never owed anybody money. I just pay bills. I can pay off a car. I've never had a credit card before. Honestly, I don't know how the fuck I've made it without a credit card for 36 years. I have no idea because everybody in my mama has a credit card. I know, but I've never had one. I just get by on the funds that I have, and now I hate that. That's how much I hate like fucking owing people money.
Here's how I look at the whole credit system. Mm-hmm. It is like a game. You are trying to build your XP because the higher you build your XP, the more money like they can give you. Like let's say you have like a really high credit score, right? And you want to start a business, you want to get a business loan, and you need them to trust you. Nobody else in your family is going to trust you, right?
No.
But a bank that looks at your credit score is saying, hey, this guy make payments on time. Like, we can trust him.
It's pretty important.
We can trust this guy with $30,000 to start his mushroom company. You know, because you're pitching this shit like, oh, I'm going to start a business doing this, and it's going to blow up. I just need 30, 60,000, 100,000. And then that's how I see it. You get your XP high enough to where they can give you money to where you can start your company.
You sure you're reliable that, hey, I can pay you back?
Yeah.
Like, I got the blueprints to show you.
Right.
I owe people. I can pay you back.
Yeah.
Good.
And then, like, here's the thing. That's people, they look past. Because, like, let's say, like, you do take the big risk, right? You take the big loan from the banks and stuff to start your business. You run your business for 6 months to a year. That shit doesn't pick up, right? You're not making no money back, but you still owe the bank all that money. Mm-hmm. What do? You file for bankruptcy, and that shit clean slate. I was like, holy shit! Like, this is the game we're playing. So think about your credit score like as something you could use as leverage within like to get the amount of money.
Yeah, and I remember me and my sister, we had this conversation a couple of months ago. We were just hanging out, having some drinks or whatever, and there was this thing. This is a thing that's been going around for years, at least the talk of that credit scores are racially discriminated or whatever. So it's like, yeah, it's been designed to target black people, whatever. But my sister, and I used to think that too, but my sister actually brought up a very good point. She was like, look, in the way of the world that we live in, and how people want to dodge their bills and don't want to pay for shit and this, that, and the third, and want to be, dirtbags about things. Your credit score, there needs to be a track record of showing that you are like reliable enough to pay what you're given, whether you're paying for like getting an apartment or anything like that. So when the way she kind of broke it down to me, I realized like, yeah, I can think a credit score is kind of necessary because there's dirtbags from like some people should not be given a loan on some real shit. It's because if you get all this money and you're gonna just blow it away on whatnot, then
here's the weird thing about like the loans. Like if you're getting a loan for business or you're getting a loan for a personal loan, right, or whatever. The weird thing about the whole system, like here in America, it's like when you get like a student loan for education, where you're trying to better yourself to, improve, the overall education level of like America. Like America should be known for a lot of smart people, right? But it's actually not.
No,
because the education system is so rough to where it almost like, all right, like
can you afford to be smarter?
You take this loan to get money, and then if you don't learn, guess what? You still got to pay that loan.
Oh yeah.
And the crazy thing about that student loan, you cannot file bankruptcy on that.
Yes, that's because
it's stuck on you forever.
Yes, that's because of Joe Biden back in the mid 2000s. He came out with some bullshit of where you can. Before then, I think it was before the mid 2000s, you were able to file for Chapter 11 or with student loan debt. Clean that shit clean. And
really?
Yes, straight up. You could be able to, like
I thought it was never like that.
One time you used to be able to file for Chapter 11 for student loan debt, and you used to be able to clean that shit. Start from scratch, right? Start brand new. Joe Biden did some shit back in the mid 2000s where he wanted to get rid of Chapter 11 for student loan debts, and it got passed through, and you can't file for Chapter 11 anymore. I think it might have been. I think it might have been early 2000s, but he was behind that shit of where. That's why
they gotta pay.
That's why right now when people ask for like, hey, Joe Biden, what are you gonna do about student loan debt relief? Because you kind of put a lot of people in this situation now. It was already hard enough before trying to get Chapter 11. You better, if you want to get some votes, you better get some student loan debt relief. I don't even think 10,000 should be enough. That's bullshit to me, but that's what they're going for.
They should have cleaned it all up, man.
They can do it, man, but I don't know.
That's just crazy how they can let an 18-year-old kid,
all that debt, bro.
Yeah,
all that fucking debt,
get like over. Let's say they do the medical school shit, right? Over $100,000 in debt they gave to a child that's 18 years old. Don't even know if they really want to be a doctor.
Don't even know. Have no idea. Because by the time you get 25, your opinion might change of what you want to be. But fuck, well, you want to be a doctor at 18, so you got to pay for this.
About that loan.
Hello.
Yeah, but they would never give like a person that's 18 years old a personal loan to start a business.
Fuck no.
They're like, fuck no. We'd rather give you a student loan where that's your life. Where it's stuck on you for life.
You thought you had dreams? Sinfit says, yeah, it was a... this is toward the... Joe Biden and the student loan debt thing. Yeah. We like took away Chapter 11 for it. Sinfit says, yeah, it was a part of that time after 9/11 when he just passed a bunch of that's Joe Biden. Woo, he a motherfucker. He done some shit I've never agreed with, but yeah, it is the reason why it's hard to get out of student loan debts now. And now that's why a lot of people saying like, motherfucker, you better do something because you created this situation now.
You know what's crazy? Like I heard, is it true that we sent like over $40 billion to Ukraine?
Yes, it's straight up facts. And people in America, everybody across the board, Democrat, Republican, because with the two parties that beef with each other the most, I was like, what? It's like, you just, we support Ukraine, but here.
$40 billion.
Hey,
just sent off to
fact. This is a fact.
What's going on?
I don't know.
You think like the big hands are behind the scenes, like they all plan this, like everything is perfectly synchronized with everything where they're doing?
I think the reason why they did this,
where they made up the war type situation to where we have to give them $40 billion for.
I think the only thing I thought of was the reason why they gave them that much money is because America wants the Ukraine to join NATO, and I think this is kind of like a, hey, we're going to give you some money, help you guys out off America. This is American tax money to give it too. This is American people money. They're going to shove over there.
It's my money.
And
motherfucker.
And I think they're trying to kind of not tell them to join the UN, but kind of like, hey, remember that one time? Like, we just talking. Remember that one time we let you borrow like $40 billion? Like, yeah, we need a spot open at the UN, which is what Russia's also been trying to keep them from doing too, from joining the UN. So I think they're just trying to buy them, but at the expense of the American tax dollar. I might be wrong about that shit, but that was my takeaway from it. I was not happy about it. Fuck 40, but how many miles would have fed with that shit over here? Or
here's why I think the whole financial system, it does need to change. Where the normal citizens, like we have a more more hands-on situation. Like if we would even approve that, because with cryptocurrency, right? There's some crypto coins where like stuff doesn't get passed on unless people that owns the stock or the coin, they can pledge, like if they want something to happen different with the coin, like they can vote on something, like through the decentralized network and stuff. They can vote on, hey, should we send money to Ukraine? And the people that's already the shareholders of the money, they can say, hey, no, like 60% says no, so we're not gonna send that money over to Ukraine.
Yeah.
So I think I don't know, maybe the whole world might end up coming down to one currency.
Dude, it's swinging in that direction.
I'm thinking about it now. I'm like, it looks like
it's gonna swing in that direction. It's gonna happen, man.
But it's gonna be all digital too.
And dude, this card, even the card shit's on to go out the window, man. Because when I was in Vegas, you know how much I paid most of my stuff? Fucking Apple Pay I use this more in Vegas than I used my own card. It's like, damn, like I'm starting to forget my damn PIN number, but it's all becoming digital, man.
Yep.
I just tap the fucking monitor, boop, boop, double click, got my face.
Yeah. Like as far as like the whole financial system, I think the people need to have like more voice in like where the money goes.
Man, hell yeah, because it's going to the top. A lot of it's way too much going to the top.
You think about it, like us citizens, the workers, people that pay taxes,
that carry the weight.
Shouldn't we have a say in where the money is being distributed?
Yes, or something, or
right?
anything.
Let's say if like something's being hurt in like a certain community, and this community needs help with
funding.
Reallocate
the money with the
Hey, like break out like that voting system, because we are taxpayers. We should have that voice.
Let's say if you want to or
we
not,
vote like, all right, we want this currency to go in this certain location, or like let's say like everything is straight, right, and then a country is going to war. For example, Ukraine, and then we feel like as citizens, like it's the right thing to do to send a certain amount of money to this country. People would have to vote on it because we as taxpayers, we're the one that's fucking giving up our
this come out like it didn't come out of politicians' pocket.
Some control,
something, but they want to control the funds. That's why they want to. They have way control.
Because we don't have a word no more.
Because they even going after Social Security. So by the time we hit elderly age, Social Security probably be like 70 or some shit. Cause a lot of times they take funds out of Social Security. They control all this shit.
But yeah, even like with the thing I'm trying to say, even that can get messy too. Yeah, I thought about it too.
Yeah,
all of it can get messy. Like, what is that one Egyptian god that can teach us how to rule another society for another 6,000 years?
Where's he at? Where's he at? You think the people might need it? Like we might need that.
Nah, because people
I feel like we are hitting the wall.
We go off like directions. We don't come off like with our own shit.
We wait for somebody to tell us some shit. About.
That's the whole Egyptian shit, dude. Learn how to control your people.
Get your people on board, man. Get your people on board, because like, even the Egyptians were like, a pharaoh dies, all their servants gotta go with them to the afterlife. All right.
it might be real.
It's like you got to go with me. You used to work for me, so
that's the wild thing. Like it all might be real.
Like sorry, your Pharaoh's dead. So that's like if your boss dies, you got to die, and then you got to get buried with him. Like, I guess.
I mean, you ever been
that's
around,
real control?
Like, you ever been around people where you felt the energy where you know like they're really special?
It's like something special, or like they're like I get a good vibe from them. I know some people just like suck the air out of a damn room or something. It's just like, these people are kind of miserable. Maybe. Yeah. I don't know.
The vampires,
the energy vampires, or whatever you want to call them.
Yeah, they suck all that shit out. Like that's how you know how to get out of the room. Like when somebody's just draining you.
Symphony says like how you can be trillions of dollars in debt as a country that the money literally never existed. Boy, that gambling or nothing.
Yo, that's another thing.
This shit wasn't even real.
With the whole Federal Reserve, right? Mm-hmm. With the whole, we have gold in so-and-so location. But if you look at it, when was the last time they did an audit on the gold that was in the Federal Reserve?
Damn, they're trying to hide it.
I think it was like the last time they did it was back in like the 80s or some shit, right? So they never checked to see if there's even any gold in there.
This shit probably got cobwebs. This probably got
cobwebs, empty. Where's all the gold?
Dun, dun, dun.
Anunnakis, they ate it all. They ate up all the gold.
So, it says they don't have trillions of dollars in gold. Yeah, it's gone. Yeah.
Yeah, that gold probably it's not even in the Federal Reserve. It's not even there.
Man, like the guy was talking about earlier.
It's like they're guarding air. Like
the guy was talking about earlier. He probably found more gold that the FBI stole from him.
Yeah.
Than the Finders Keeper company. He probably found more gold than what's in the reserve. Shit. That's why they probably snatched it up. The FBI snatched it all up.
Yep.
Ready to dip out?
Yeah, we got to clock out. We're over 2 hours.
Oh, man. That was a long one today.
And there was only 2 topics.
Sorry, guys.
Good topics.
Good shit, man. Thank you. That was a good one.
That was fun, man. Egypt, man. Hey, send me the links. Yes. Jeremy, they have the links for the whatever that we're supposed to watch. Yeah. But I'm saying, like, watch, like, all of Billy Carson's video. This guy...
I'm gonna look more to him. That one video you sent me, I was like, okay, I'm sold.
This guy is deep, and he doesn't play like he doesn't play sides like like with the black side or whatever color side. He's playing
the people
like,
side,
the truth, the true story. He's not trying to pick no side. Yeah, this guy's real.
He's a real one.
All right, guys. Thank you. Peace out. Adios.
Love you guys.
We'll catch you guys next week. Adios.
See you.
It's not really good to know this on the music.